My name is Tyler Fornes, and I am one of the co-hosts of the Good, the Bad, and the Hungy AEW podcast here on the Voice of Wrestling Podcasting Network. We take a broad scope approach to the world of All Elite Wrestling and the entire universe of Tony Khan. We talk about the big matches, the big stars, the promos, the storylines, and we also look at it from a big picture perspective. How are things going to change over the course of the next 10 years with AEW still in the picture? How are companies like WWE going to adapt and adjust to AEW? Are they going to be a similar way like they did with WCW in the late 1990s? Will there be a counterpunch? We talk about all of that and more on The Good, the Bad, and the Hungy every week on the Voices of Wrestling Network.
This podcast is a member of the Voices of Wrestling Podcasting Network. Visit voicesofwrestling.com to hear the rest of our great podcasts, as well as show reviews, columns, opinions, and updates across the world of wrestling.
What do you guys want to talk about?
You are listening to the Flagship Podcast with your hosts, Joe Lanza.
What has being annoying stopped you ever?
That's an excellent point.
Right.
An excellent point. That's part of the charm.
Rich Crage.
Corey Graves screaming, perfectly legal, Cole. You can do anything you want in Tribal Combat. It's perfectly legal. While Paul Heyman is just yelling, Tribal Combat, Tribal Combat, Tribal Combat, Tribal Combat, Tribal Combat. I'm like, God damn it. Fuck all of you. Fuck this.
And we are live on the Flagship Podcast. I am Rich. He is Joe. Joe, what's happening? How are you?
How are you?
Doing all right. Doing all right. It is this world of having a newborn and an elderly dog at the same time is would not recommend it. I don't know if it'd be worse to have a puppy and a newborn or what I have going on right now. But hey, you know what? It's fine. It's all right. Everyone's healthy. Everyone's doing okay. So we're good.
Oh, well, that's good.
You know those old dogs. Those old dogs, man. You never know.
Very familiar with old dogs.
Yeah, they're something else.
A lot of trauma around here the last couple of years. Thanks for bringing it up. Appreciate it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's, you know.
I had one die not that long ago either.
Always something with an older dog. Always something.
Anyway, so yeah, that's the Flagship. We're live here. We're have a lot to talk about. This week, we got the Royal Rumble coming up this Saturday, which somebody in our chat room said, the Royal Rumble's this Saturday? The Royal Rumble is this Saturday from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. We'll preview that show, get you ready for the Blood Money Royal Rumble starting at like 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Unlimited. Oh, man, where we've gotten is just so bizarre with WWE. But yeah, we'll talk about the Royal Rumble coming up this Saturday. I want to talk a little bit about if a WWE show will ever appear on ESPN proper, because that was one of the things when this agreement happened. It was like, oh, hey, some WWE shows might be on ESPN, the actual networks. And it hasn't happened quite yet. And I kind of thought it was interesting the Royal Rumble wasn't one of those. But we'll talk about that, what's up against the Royal Rumble from ESPN. Some recent ratings talk, AEW TNA ratings as of late. AEW Collision, I thought was an interesting number on Saturday. The follow-up Impact number to the second week of Impact on AMC. Some contract season and injury report updates. So some new contracts signed in a couple of different places, some recent big injuries as well. We'll review All Japan Pro Wrestling New Year Wars 2026, Night 4, which featured a Triple Crown title match. And I was going to preview MLW Battle Riot. We've started the show so late now that I think most of that show's already over. But that show does not actually air until February 5th. So we technically could still preview it if we wanted to, because it's not live on YouTube. It's not one of these, MLW usually, especially with these Thursday shows, very often would go live. They're not live with this one. This is going to be taped and then airing on February 5th. I did have an interesting thought about the Battle Riot, though, and maybe its placement on the calendar this year, which I think is a little suspect. But we'll get to that when we get to it. Did want to start off the show, Joe. I didn't talk to you about this, but we've been going through different awards. We went through the Uncrowned Awards. Did we do the Ringer Awards? We did another awards, I think. It was definitely Uncrowned was the one we spent a lot of time on. I want to say we maybe checked in with the Ringer Awards or one of these other ones.
I don't think Ringer had them. It was either ESPN or SI or something like that.
Yeah, maybe it was ESPN or whatever. But of course, the good segment was the Uncrowned one. Well, Joe, I have a new set of awards for you. This one popped up on Reddit earlier today, and I thought it was very, Very good and very worth our time. South Korean Smark Awards. This forum called DCI Online or something like some South Korean forum, and they have a wrestling sub forum, and those people vote every single year on different awards. And I think it is a hell of a list. And if you don't mind, I'd like to go through the list for you, and you can respond if you think the South Korean Smarks are on your side. They agree with you, you disagree with them. And there's one thing in particular. They love their WWE. They definitely like WWE a lot. So we might have some qualms about how WWE-ified some of these awards are. But there is one man that these South Korean Smarks cannot stand. And I thought I hated this guy. Oh my God, wait until you see what the South Korean Smarks think of this man as we get to him a little bit later. He fills up the worst of categories in a way that I strive to hate this man as much as these people hate this man. But you want me to run down these awards for you real quick, and you can.
How do you know they're Smarks?
That's apparently that's the implication that these people are Smarks, like smart wrestling fans.
Did Tim Big Dog Teresi tell you they were Smarks? While he's eating soup with chopsticks, did he tell you that?
No, I think the fine folks of Reddit, who I always trust. If it's on R squared circle, you got to trust it, right? Those people are the finest, upstanding individuals.
Why didn't you check with the South Korean expert Tim Big Dog Teresi?
I should have.
See if these are actual Smarks.
You're right. I should have.
So I think that's important. If I'm going to break these down, I have to know if these are real, honest to God Smarks or not. Maybe I'll be able to tell.
I think you'll be able. So I will say what's weird is you won't be able to tell by their best ofs, but you will be able to tell by their worst ofs. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Because when they hate hard. In a way that only like we'll get there. I'm not going to do that. They have a top 5. I'm just going to give you the winner of each, and you can kind of nod approvingly or go, I don't think so. So, best of categories. Their best male wrestler of the year was John Cena.
Wrestler of the year?
John Cena was their male wrestler of the year.
These are not Smarks. They can't. All right, that's been settled. We know that they're not Smarks now. How can John Cena be your wrestler of the year?
Well, number 2 was Dom Mysterio. He was ESPN's wrestler of the year.
He was ESPN's wrestler of the year. So
they had Joe Hendry at number 5. So I'm with you.
Oh, come on! These are not Smarks.
But wait till we get the worst ofs. I'm telling you.
These are like the dumbest people on Twitter awards is what these sound like.
Well, that's possible
sounds
too.
Awful.
Female wrestler of the year was Io Sky.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, Chelsea Green was 4th. That's not great, but Io Sky, Rhea Ripley won 2. That's
okay. Fair.
Tag team of the year.
Can I take a crack at
this?
You
can take a crack at it. Yeah. It's not
tag team of the year.
Yeah.
Man, what would a fan who would pick John Cena as wrestler of the year pick for tag team?
So this one's a little weird because I had to think like how many actual tag matches has this team had? It was one of those things where I'm sure they did, but it was a little funky the way they went about it.
Well, forget it. Just lay it on me then.
The Vision.
That's a tag team?
I guess. Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed.
Yeah,
that's what I said. And so I went to their cage match, and the Vision, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, they had a couple matches here and there, but they pretty much start in August, and there's not a whole lot on like TV. So that wasn't a great pick. That wasn't a great pick for their tag team of the year. I'll admit the best of's not good, but the worst of's will redeem it in a very big way. This one's good. Babyface of the year. John Cena, which he spent half the year as a heel, but
Wait a minute. He was a heel most of the year.
Well, he was number 2 at heel of the year, so he had the rare distinction of both, almost winning both babyface of the year and heel of the year. But Dom Mysterio beat him out for heel of the year. So John Cena was your babyface of the year. Heel of the year was Dom Mysterio. Your best champion was John Cena. The WWE Undisputed Championship reign of John Cena.
Champion.
Yeah. Yep.
These Korean voters stink.
They stink for now. Best worker. The work rate, folks. Here we go.
Oh, it's got to be Seth Rollins.
He was number 5.
Based on these people.
It was number 5. He was number 5.
Okay. Is it Is it Drew McIntyre?
No.
Oh.
I will say John Cena finished second. These guys love
What?
John Cena.
John Cena's the work rate. What's this called? Work rate of the year?
Best worker.
Best worker, and John Cena is number 2?
I admit that is not a great vote. AJ Styles, the phenomenal AJ Styles was your best worker.
Sense. I was going to say, something tells me it's not going to be Kento Miyahara, but all right. All right.
Best match was John Cena, AJ Styles, Crown Jewel. That did not win Voices of Wrestling Best Match of the Year. No.
Did that even get any votes?
I actually, you know what? I don't know if it did.
I don't think it got any
Let
votes.
me see if it got any votes.
Spoiler alert, it's not in the top 10.
It's not in the top 10. I assure you that. Let me see if it got any votes. I feel like it didn't. I don't remember seeing it.
Let me tell you something. I don't even remember that match. Is that a match that really happened? We should probably check that first.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Is that the quote unquote love letter to professional wrestling? The one where they just did finishing moves and looked at each other?
Oh, they did finishers to each other.
Yeah,
you know what?
yeah.
Now it makes sense. I know why they voted for that.
Yeah, that was and we had a
sense.
couple match of the year voters that called it a love letter professional wrestling, and I was like, all right, well, yeah. Not for me, but sure. That's so I know it got votes. It was 36th. Wow. That was higher than I thought.
People did like that.
Yeah.
I completely memory wiped it.
Yeah, I thought it was the drizzling shits. So
They're just trading other people's finishers. But the South Koreans love it.
they did. Best segment of the year. Now you've gotten some of these awards. I've mentioned a name a number of times. Can you possibly?
Oh, the Cena heel turn.
Yeah, exactly. You got it. Cena turns heel and sells his soul to The Rock. So they loved it.
Yes.
In South Korea.
Sells his soul.
Yeah.
Get it? South Korea.
Oh, hey. Number 2 is John Cena's pipe bomb on CM Punk.
Oh, right.
Yep. Best moment of the wait, hold on a minute.
Hold on. Segment and moment are two different things.
Well, no, but are they, Joe?
Wait, it's the same winner?
It is. John Cena turns heel and sells his soul to The Rock. So.
The fuck is with these awards?
Yeah, I don't know if moment and segment. I don't know if they need to be.
I'm about to drop a word you can't say anymore about these awards.
Best feud.
Best feud.
I don't remember this one being.
Oh, God.
I guess it was a feud. I mean, it was a match. So I suppose it was a feud.
I'm never gonna get it then. And again, I'm guessing it's not gonna be like Ozawa versus Kenta.
It is not. No. It is not Inamura versus Team 2000X. No, it is.
Right.
It is Seth Rollins versus CM Punk versus Roman Reigns, which I feel like was barely even a feud, but sure.
That is a big time 3-way feud.
I suppose, yeah. Best catchphrase, the last time is now, John Cena. 4 out of the 5 best catchphrases were John Cena.
They love some John Cena.
The only one that was number 3, I believe in Joe Hendry, which was the previous winner. So Joe Hendry did not go back to back this year.
Is that even a catchphrase?
Joe, I don't know. Talk to the South Koreans.
I believe in Joe Hendry is not a catchphrase.
No.
Who says that?
Just the name of his.
It's a line in the song.
Yeah. Best newcomer was Joe Hendry as well.
Newcomer.
Yeah. 38-year-old Joe Hendry.
Yeah.
El Grande Americano was number 2, also a newcomer.
I wonder which version.
Is it Axel Dieter or is it Chad Gable that they're counting? Best
Gable, right?
Best mic worker. I enjoyed this. We don't call it mic workers anymore. When I grew up, back when I was reading magazines, like best on the mic, they would always say that, be best on the mic or best mic worker. I feel like we don't. Now it's like best on promos. We don't call it a mic anymore, right? Remember in the 90s we used to call it a mic? Oh, that guy's good on the mic.
Good on the mic.
Yeah.
Well, the South Koreans, best mic worker.
Who do you fucking think?
Now, I have to think like them.
No, it's really easy, Joe. It's very easy. I assure you. Do not think about this too hard.
Why did they just give him every award? Did he even really cut any good promos this year?
I mean, he cut like a horrible promo. His heel promos were all bad.
Okay.
All terrible.
Real bad heel promos.
Yeah, but best mic worker, John Cena. Best non-wrestler was Paul Heyman.
It wasn't John Cena.
It was not John Cena.
Was it as they're pointing out in the chat? Is it because Paul Heyman would give guys a little fucking hand job when he would punch him in the dick and rub his arm back and forth underneath there?
What a weird moment that was.
He's like rubbing the guy's balls. Remember when he punched him in the dick?
Yeah,
like,
of course. Yeah.
Like with his 5-arm, with like his Tito Santana 5-arm.
Yeah, he was giving Roman Reigns a low blow, and he was like rubbing it. It's like it's more of an impact move, man. It's more of an impact move than a
just rub a dub.
Yeah,
rubbing it, trying to rub one out of him. Weird.
Best non-wrestler was Paul Heyman, like I said. Number 2 was Young Sung Ho, who's the Korean commentator for I don't know who. It just says Korean commentator.
You know what? They mixed it up a little. I appreciate that.
He might be the WWE Korean commentator, but
WWE commentator is probably what he is.
Congratulations to
sure.
Yeah. I looked up his name.
How do you say tag in Korean?
Yeah.
Where's Tim the Big Dog Teresi when you need him?
To help you there. Most improved, Dom Mysterio. Dom Mysterio, most improved. Solo Sikoa was last year's winner for most improved, and he finished 4th this year, so he is rapidly
Solo's
improving.
still on the ascent. He's still on the ascent.
That was like the Miz, who won like 4 straight like most improved awards for a while there. And
who could possibly think, even these people who are obviously dummies who are voting for this, how can anyone think that Solo Sikoa is constantly improving?
Yeah.
If anything, he's going backwards.
Yeah, I would agree.
I mean, he stinks. They know he stinks. He's one of those guys where even their fans know that he stinks. He's one of those rare guys where it's like, even their fans are like, ugh, Solo Sikoa.
Yeah, Solo and like the only ones that I can remember in recent memory are like Solo Sikoa and AJ Francis. So like the 2 people that even
Top
like,
Dollar. They hate
God, we're like they died in the wool WWE fans are still like, they love everybody and everyone's their faves and everyone tries hard and everyone is him and everyone is her. And it's like, but Solo Sikoa, they all think sucks. And Top Dollar, they all thought sucked too. It was very funny.
Everyone else has aura.
Yeah. Riz.
Yes.
They're aura farming. Everyone else is aura farming every time they walk out to the ring, but those 2 dudes not the case. Most notable, I don't know what the fuck that means. Austin Theory won most notable. I don't know what
most notable.
We got to add that category.
Is something lost in translation there?
Yeah, maybe.
Most notable.
Yeah, most notable seems
because these probably are translated, right?
I would. Yeah.
So I wonder let's try to figure out what that could mean.
Most notable. Yeah, because I'll give you the other 5. I'll give you the other 5. It was Austin Theory, Braun Breaker, Joe Hendry, Obafemi, and Dom Mysterio. So I have no idea.
It sounds like breakout guys.
Okay, maybe breakout as opposed to improved.
Yeah, maybe some kind of.
But there was also a best newcomer. It feels like there's a lot of different.
Newcomer, improved, and well, they had best moment and best segment.
That's true. They were the same winners, so that's true. It's true. You're right.
So I feel like that feels like some kind of breakout thing is what it feels like.
With those names involved, it does seem like that might be the case. Best move was not the attitude adjustment. Wait right there.
Oh, wow. Whoa.
And number 5 was the Soul Snatcher. I thought the Soul Snatcher would do a little bit better, but
did they spell it correctly?
Yes,
Soul
they did.
Snatcher.
They did.
The Snatcher.
Yeah, Snatcher. The Spear by Braun Breaker was the best move of the year.
Oh, well, listen, they must really love that fucking spear. If a John Cena move didn't win that, if the FU or the he didn't even call, he hasn't called it that in 15 years. What does he call it? The
attitude adjustment. Yeah,
attitude adjustment. It used to be the FU, right?
It did a long time ago. Yeah, there was the STFU and the FU. Yeah, and then they went PG, and then he went with attitude adjustment.
The AA.
I will say, a little horny over here. Bonk horny police. Number 2 is the Devil's Kiss. I see you, South Korea.
The Devil's Kiss.
That's Stephanie's ass move. I see you guys. I see.
Wait, who's? I don't even know what that is or who does it. What is
Stephanie Vakir? That's the one where she puts the person
she humps the person's head.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And all the Gooner fans go ooh, because Booker T does it. It's great. It's really fun. And
that's a horny move because she's thrusting her hips.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I don't know. It's not the 3rd hour yet. I was gonna say she'd have to be wearing a device for that to be. It just doesn't make sense for it to be. Do you want her to do that to your face? I'm not sure where they're going with that. Like, I don't know. I think it's hour number 1.
I'm guessing they just enjoy the motion of Stephanie Vakir.
Yeah,
yes,
right, but do they want her to peg them?
Yeah, I think that's the implication. Yes.
Is that the implication, or is it like a like thrust on my face, Stephanie Vakir?
I think it's just the proximity to her
the opponent's face because it's the back of the opponent's
I think
head.
they just like watching Stephanie Vakir bounce her butt. a bunch of times.
Oh, okay. So it's all right. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, versus like I want to be pegged by Stephanie McCure. I don't know.
That's where my mind. That's where my mind.
I know that's where your mind. I think it's just more. We think she has a nice posterior, and we like when she moves it back and forth a lot.
Boy, that's the mind of Lanza, huh?
Yeah. Calm down there, Chief.
It's watching the butt cheeks oscillate up and down.
Yes, I think that's the motion that they're more interested in.
Wait, listen. If we're gonna do these awards,
we
gotta
unpacked
break
it.
them down properly.
We unpacked it.
You gotta break it down properly. All right, go ahead.
Best gimmick: the last real champion, John Cena, was the best gimmick of the year. El Iguana, Mr. Iguana, was number 4. So,
Iguana got 4. Well, who got 2 and 3?
Ultimate Luchador, El Grande Americano, and then Dirty Dom, Dom Mysterio, number 3.
I have to say, at least they didn't give it to John Cena's heel gimmick.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, didn't they, though?
No, the last real champion was... Oh, was that his heel gimmick? I don't even remember now if that was...
The last real champion was when he was a heel.
Oh, that is true. Yeah, that's right.
They did give it to the heel gimmick. Because remember, he went up to Jey Uso in the back and was like, hey, I see you have the other world title. And I have one, too. And I'm going to take that from you someday. And then they never did the match.
And they never did it,
built the match that they never did. And they were both I think that is the heel.
That's
he
true.
Was the last real champion. When
it was.
Yeah.
Top news. Don't think too hard about this one, Joe.
Top news?
Yeah.
Cena heel turn.
Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, Hulk Hogan passing away was number 2. So John Cena's heel turn. They loved it. The number 5.
Can I ask you a question? Hold on.
Yeah,
I gotta stop you. Has there been any non-WWE anything in the top 5 so far?
Just that one Korean announcer who might be
he's probably a WWE announcer.
He probably is the WWE announcer.
So setting that aside, all of the top 5s
all top 5s have been WWE.
Exclusive WWE.
Yeah.
Now, are these exclusively WWE awards?
I don't think so, because when we get to the worst of, you'll see.
That's when TNA gets theirs. Okay. All right.
But I was about to say number 5 in the top news.
Okay.
PWS Korea sells out 3,000 seats at an event.
Well, that's what I just asked you.
I know. I was going to do it, and then you interrupted me. I was going to set up that. Here we go. Top news. PWS Korea gets in the mix here.
Sells 3,000 tickets.
Yeah. Good for them. Mm-hmm. Best return / comeback. Who was the best return / comeback?
John Cena.
He was third.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. He wins every other award, but he's not the best comeback. Somehow he's not the best comeback, even though he cleaned up and swept everything else. I cannot get into the mind of these South Korean voters. It doesn't make any sense. Was it Lesnar?
It was Brock Lesnar, yeah. Brock Lesnar was number 1. AJ Lee was number 2.
Brock Lesnar's return stunk. He
it still stinks. Yeah, nothing's happening.
He's done nothing. What has Brock Lesnar done? And why wouldn't Cena's return win if it won everything else? I would have bet lots of money that the Cena return would have won. You should have set me up and took some of my money to pay for that vet appointment, because I would have bet it. I definitely
It's going to be a big
bet.
I'll tell you that.
Man.
All right, Joe, I'd like to bet you $975. What is the best theme song of the year?
Well, everything's coming up, Lanza. I mean, I don't mean to rub salt in the wound because you had that $975 vet bill, but I found out today that I had the old escrow overage.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
So guess who's got some money coming in the mail? That's right, JL.
Good old check, just a little check.
892 buckaroos.
I could use that if you want to send it over. Yeah.
Yeah, the mortgage went down $60 a month too.
Look at that.
Everything's coming up, Lanza.
Look at that.
Let's
good for you.
fucking go.
The time is now. John Cena was the best theme song.
Well, I should have bet you.
Best brand.
Oh.
Now, I will say Raw, NXT, SmackDown, all different. So they are all separate brands here.
Okay, and there's a top 5?
There's a top 5.
So Raw, NXT, SmackDown. I'm wondering what the other 2 were. That's intriguing to me. I'm going to go with Raw.
Raw was the winner, yes.
I'm going to go with, I'm going to mix it up. I think NXT was number 2.
NXT was indeed number 2. Congratulations.
Yeah. The WWE fans did not enjoy SmackDown this year.
No, they don't like Road Dogg. That's maybe add him to the list. Yeah. They don't like Road Dogg either.
And for good reason. I mean, SmackDown was really the fucking shits, but I'm sure it was number 3.
It was, yeah.
Number 4 was probably TNA.
Nailed it. And I don't know if you're going to get number 5.
Number 5 was PWS Korea.
It was. Are you looking at this list now?
Hey!
Or did you just guess that? Because this is everything's been WWE and then
like
Korea.
A finely tuned AI. I'm learning as we go, and I'm able to decipher what these awards are going to be. Yeah.
Best events was SummerSlam Day 2. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah,
I couldn't name.
Number 4 was WrestleMania 41 Day 2, which sucked. That show stunk. Or was it Day 1 that stunk? One of the days fucking stunk. Both of them stunk.
Here's the thing. I would have to look them up. I don't remember what the fuck was on these shows. My brain capacity for shit like that, I have no clue. If you said, Joe, what was on Full Gear? This isn't a WWE thing. I would have no fucking idea what was on Full Gear. I'd have to look it up. And then I'd have to stare at the matches and really think hard to remember them too. Like I have no capacity for that. But if you ask me who led the 1962 Reds in doubles, I can probably tell you that. But I can't remember who was on these shows from last year. I can't do that. So I can't really. SummerSlam Night 2 was an absolute fucking banger. I have no idea.
All right. Best part-timer, Joe.
I would love for this to be John Cena.
It's John Cena.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Last year's winner was CM Punk. I love that CM Punk is considered a part-timer by their standards. I bet if you told Phil that he's considered a part-timer, he would be very upset about that.
These South Korean fans are cutting through the bullshit. They know what's up.
That's what I'm telling you. I'm telling you, despite their love of John Cena, they're and you'll see when these worst stuffs come up. They got no time for some people here. There you go. Best Booker. Who do you got? Best Booker. Well, it's not Paul Levesque. I'll tell you that. It's not Paul Levesque.
Oh no. They appreciate the meals that Chef Michaels is cooking.
They love Chef Michaels' cooking. Yep.
This year, 2025 NXT was brutal.
Wait till
I don't even think the Twitter mutants are putting over Chef.
No.
Michaels
Even Brian Alvarez.
Even
Brian Alvarez is done with NXT, and that tells you how bad it.
I have not seen any praise. I haven't seen him in the little puffy chef hat. I haven't seen the meme. No one puts over Chef Michaels anymore. It just, so I don't know. That's a very questionable pick. Did they pick 5 bookers?
They have 5 bookers here. They actually picked 6. Tony Khan finished 6th. He had 1% of the vote. Conan, they called him the AAA booker. Conan, right. He was number 5.
All right.
Hunter Johnson, TNA booker, was number 4. And then Siho, the PWS booker in Korea, was number 3. So
maybe he puts some good things together.
Maybe he does. We're gonna have to.
How do you spell that? I want to write that down.
SIHO.
I'm gonna try to find some PWS Korea, and I'm gonna evaluate this Siho and see if he knows what he's doing.
Best main events. Sorry.
Hold on now. With Best Booker, did Justin Big Bissonette make the top?
They only voted on 6 people, so I bet he would have. Right. He would have been number 7, I'm sure.
Probably right behind Tony Khan, right?
Yeah. They love the expansion of New Texas and Austin, so I'm sure they were like, whoa.
They like the expansion of New Texas, the partnership with West Coast Pro. They're all fired up.
Yeah.
These South Koreans. Yes.
Best main event.
John Cena versus Gunther.
For some reason, number 1 is John Cena turning heel in best main event, which I don't.
Wait, what? I don't know. So it's the moment, it's the segment.
It's not even the match because I think he faced Cody right at the Elimination Chamber. It just says John Cena turning heel. Was the best main event was John Cena turning heel.
The other 4 matches.
No. Number 2 is Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and CM Punk. Number 3 is John Cena's pipe bomb on SmackDown. Was the 3rd best main event. Number 4 is John Cena versus Cody Rhodes from SummerSlam, and number 5 is CM Punk versus Seth Rollins, also from SummerSlam.
Technically, those are all the real main events of their respective shows. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, these South Koreans, they're just, you know what they are? They are no more BS Paul White. They just cut right through it. They're like, look, we know that these promos were the real main events of these shows, and we're voting for them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Was that his name? No more BS Paul
White?
Yeah,
no more BS Paul White. Yeah.
Get rid of take the BS out. Or
yep. No more BS. Yeah, no more BS Paul White. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Well, there's a lot of BS when he tells you that Kyle Fletcher can't possibly stack up to the skills of 62-year-old Billy Gunn. I mean, that was kind of BS.
What a week that was. And by the way, people have been asking, are you guys going to talk about it? And, you guys should do the thing where you name people that are better than Billy Gunn. Here's the thing. We would be here all night and all morning listing people that are better than Billy Gunn. The Dudleys thing was fun because you could do 100 to 120, and then it was starting to get a little like
run out of steam where it's questionable. Where it's
if you said name everybody better than Billy Gunn ever, we could probably comfortably do 10,000 names.
Here's what you need to do: just name a wrestler.
Just name a wrestler. It's probably the case.
Probably better than Billy Gunn.
If it's not Giant Gonzalez or the Great Khali. Or Giant Silva, those kind of level of people are the only people I would really, truly, immediately say, oh, yeah, Billy Gunn's better than them. Pretty much everybody else.
Who's on your screen for TNA right now? Eddie Edwards, better than Billy Gunn.
Better than Billy Gunn, yeah.
It's you just name a wrestler. Ethan Page,
better than Billy Gunn. Yeah, I looked at the FSM 50 and I said, every single one better than Billy Gunn. I looked at this, just...
Laredo Kid.
Better than Billy Gunn.
Just think of the first wrestler that pops in your head. And chances are they're going to be better than Billy Gunn.
Yeah.
And it's just very easy. It's a very easy game. Chris Statlander.
Better than Billy Gunn.
Better than Billy Gunn.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So we'd be here all day. So we're not going to do that.
All day.
Because it wouldn't be fun.
Ivar of the War Raiders.
Better than Billy Gunn, of course.
Better than Billy Gunn.
Yeah.
You just think of a wrestler. It's really a fun game. And it's so hard to come up with one that's not better than Billy Gunn. You just have Yoshihashi.
I think probably better than Billy Gunn, yeah.
He's better than Billy Gunn.
Yeah,
I think it's
sure.
easy.
I got a little bit of a thought for me, but better than Billy Gunn,
Listen, Billy Gunn, I think we would agree, is a tag team specialist. Would you agree with that?
Specialist is a little strong, but
that's what he is.
He's a member of a tag. He's been
Outlaws.
He's been a member of a tag team many times.
Tag team specialist. Yoshihashi has had comfortably 25 tag team matches better than Billy Gunn's best tag team match,
and numerous singles matches, I'm sure. During the Velocity era of Yoshitatsu. Yeah, you're right.
He's definitely.
Yep.
Definitely. Yoshihashi, not Yoshitatsu. I think Yoshitatsu will go with Billy Gunn.
In my mind, you were saying Tatsu.
You were thinking Yoshitatsu.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't know. Hold on a minute.
I said Yoshihashi, which is like a slam dunk.
Yes.
I don't know what you were thinking about. It's
Yoshihashi is a slam dunk. I thought, in my brain, you said Tatsu, and I was like, hold on a minute. Let me.
No. Billy Gunn is better than Yoshitatsu. I'll give him that.
Okay.
So we finally came up with one. Anyway, more Korean awards.
Someone said Bart Gunn. Bart Gunn's better than Billy Gunn.
Little Mike Barton.
Yeah, a little Mike Barton action. Come on, man.
Mike Barton. Anyway, let's go.
Billy Gunn or Jimmy Lloyd. That's a tough one, too.
Jimmy Lloyd?
Yeah, I might go with Billy.
I might go with Billy Gunn.
I might go with old Rockabilly on that one.
Yeah.
Might go with Cute Kip over Jimmy Lloyd, but if you go to GCW, that is where you can find a pocket of people where I would agree that Billy Gunn is better than. But any other Major League Pro wrestler or Japan or Mexico or any other region, probably going to go the other way. Okay.
Deonna Purrazzo.
Oh, way better than Billy Gunn. Are you kidding?
It's just popping in my head.
Yeah, no, just any names. Yeah. Best face turn. Jacob Fatu was number one. I remember him turning heel again. Did he turn face?
I'm surprised they didn't go with, I turned heel, it didn't work out, so I'm not a heel anymore, and go with John Cena.
Yeah, he's number 3. He was number 3 on this.
Oh, so they did go. They did recognize that.
They did recognize it.
Baby face turn. Okay.
Joe, best heel turn of the year.
John Cena. Don't tell me they didn't go with John Cena after all this.
No, they went with John Cena, yeah. Naomi was number 3. Naomi was number 3 for her wonderful cash-in. Best entrance. This is it's Seth Rollins SummerSlam Day 1. How was that? Was that different than any other Seth Rollins entrance? Isn't every Seth Rollins entrance the same thing?
Yes.
Okay. Well, for some reason, SummerSlam Day 1 was the one. I don't know. Oh, is that when he cashed in, or was that Day 2 of SummerSlam? No, I think it was Day 1. I think he must have cashed in Day 1 of SummerSlam. I don't fucking care. Whatever.
Who the fuck knows? Who the fuck cares?
Yeah, exactly. All right. Let's get to the important part here. Okay. The worst of categories, okay?
Oh, they have worst ofs.
Oh, yeah. And this is where I think it's going to be some fun, okay?
John Cena.
I don't think there's any John Cena in the worst of, I'll tell you that. Okay. But there is one man that I hate, that I think is the drizzling shits, and I bury all the time. I still think he's better than Billy Gunn, but I bury him all the time. And these people put me to shame in the amount of hatred that they have for this man. So the worst male wrestler of the year, according to these South Korean wrestling fans, is...
Okay, let me take a crack at it.
What do you got?
It's got to be an AEW wrestler. So I am going to say, I'm betting that now, see, I was going to say MJF, but you don't hate MJF. Ooh, that's the tricky part. So it's someone you don't like, and they probably work in AEW, seeing as they're not going to vote for a WWE guy. So who do you not like? Oh, on this day, I see clearly. It's got to be Adam. It's Cope.
It's Cope.
It's got to be Cope.
The Rated R Superstar Cope. It is not.
Yes.
It is
What?
not the Rated R Superstar Cope.
That's a great guess. Come on.
That is a good one. Yeah, you did find somebody that I hate a lot. That
You hate him a lot. He's in AEW, and I could see them turning heel on him because he left WWE.
So I will say there are I guess three at this point AEW wrestlers and the worst male wrestler, and two WWE wrestlers. I like two of the AEW guys I like a lot. I like one of the WWE guys, and I'm neutral to one of the AEW guys, if that helps you.
You start from the bottom and run up the top
Okay.
five.
Number 5, Gunther.
They don't like Gunther.
I don't know.
Maybe, well, he retired John Cena.
He retired John Cena, yeah. And
Well, that
as
makes sense now.
we've established, they enjoy John Cena. Number 4, Andrade. They are not a fan of him jumping ship back to AEW, clearly.
It makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense, yeah.
Number 3, Kaz Okada. No time for Kaz Okada here in South Korea. Yeah, they think he's the worst male wrestler.
Wow.
Third worst wrestler in the world. Number 2, last year's winner, Jon Moxley, who might be the best wrestler in the world.
Right.
Is their worst wrestler of the year. Back-to-back
Boy,
years. Back-to-back years for Jon Moxley. So he was
Boy, did these
the winner
people
last
stink.
year. And but the number 1 worst male wrestler, main event, Jey Uso.
There ain't no way.
Number 1.
Jey Uso?
Jey Uso.
This is so random.
Is
Jey
it, though?
Uso.
Is it, though?
That's completely random.
Put a pin in that.
No.
Put a pin in that.
Wow. Okay.
Put a pin in that.
right.
Worst female wrestler, Monet. Of course, Monet Hogan.
God.
Last year's winner as well. So
Makes way too much sense.
Worst team, the Death Riders.
Okay.
Number 2 was the Don Callis family. Last year's winners was the Young Bucks. They are 4th this year. The Wyatt Six, though. The Wyatt Six slipped in there at number 5.
Yeah, well, that stinks. Everyone knows that stinks.
The worst face. The worst face in wrestling. I don't think this is like looks based. I think this is like heel baby face. Main event Jey Uso was the worst face.
What's this word? Worst face?
Worst face.
It's got to be Yota Tsuji, doesn't it? Jey Uso.
Jey Uso.
So
Main event Jey
worst
Uso.
baby face. Oh.
Yeah. Main event Jey Uso. Nikki Bella came in at number 2. So worst
that's a
heel.
good pick.
Worst heel.
So I'm thinking they don't like Jey Uso. All right, worst heel. MJF.
Not even in the top 5.
Oh, they probably like him because they want him to come to WWE. Who's the worst heel? Gunther?
He was number 5.
Okay.
Monet Hogan.
Oh.
Mercedes Hogan, yeah. Mercedes Monet. Worst champion.
I'm going to go with Money again.
Money again. It says Mercedes Money dashed 13 different champions, all votes compiled to one entry. So they just because she wasn't just one champion, she was 13 champions.
I see.
They wanted
wow.
They wanted to make sure that you knew that all of them were compiled.
They wanted to make sure you knew that she's the worst champion 13 times.
Correct.
They wanted you to
Correct.
know.
Correct.
Incredible hatred.
Yeah. Number 2 was Jey Uso, by the way. And he did stink. He did stink as world heavyweight champion.
This is some Joe Lanza 49er level hatred of Mercedes that they've got going on here. I can't say I don't respect it.
Worst worker.
Oh, it's got. Did they go with Jey Uso again?
They did go with Jey Uso again.
Wow, they hate Jey Uso.
They do not like Jey
Man.
Uso. Yeah.
They hate the Yeet Man.
Number 5 was BFAB. It's interesting that all of a sudden BFAB shows up. Like they're like, yeah, what actual sucks? BFAB.
Yeah,
it's like number 2 is Monet, number 3 is Moxley, number 4 is Nikki Bella, and then they're like, who fucking stinks? BFAB. Like, let's get her in there.
These awards are fascinating.
They are. They really are.
They're truly fascinating.
Worst match of the year.
Jey Uso. I can't think of a Jey Uso match.
Well, there was Jey Uso Gunther from WrestleMania, and that was third. So you were on the right track there. But think
what is it?
John Cena versus Gunther from Saturday Night's Main Event. So they did not, of course, like that match. So.
Oh, they didn't. Oh, because he lost.
Because he lost.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Worst segment of the year.
Jey Uso yeeting on SmackDown on April 18th.
Close, actually. Number 4 was Jey Uso saying he is no longer afraid of Gunther on the April 7th, 2025 episode of Raw.
That is a very specific moment.
I don't even remember. Oh, no, I do remember because somebody was bleeding. Oh, Jimmy was bleeding. Remember? Jimmy was bleeding, and Jay was like, I ain't afraid of you no more. Whatever. I do remember that.
Okay.
It was bad.
All right.
But that was not. Number 1 was Triple H rips the audience by saying the reaction to Cena's tap out in his last match was weak.
Oh. Okay.
Saturday Night's Main Event post show.
Yeah, the post show. They
Number
went
2.
non-canon. They went out of kayfabe on that.
They did.
One.
Number 2 was
Yeah.
Triple H ignores the booing and hugs John Cena. Saturday Night's Main Event as well.
Yeah, he just hated that shit.
Now, the third worst segment is the one that I think you and I might call the best segment in WWE this year.
Right,
Tiffany Stratton goes off script and mentions Charlotte Flair's divorce on SmackDown, which rocked.
Oh, yeah.
That was the
did
best. And it made that match
was a lot
so
of
much
fun.
better
Yeah, absolutely.
because they
And
were
then-
pissed at each other.
Oh, yeah, well, then why is your man in my DMs? Awful comeback. Awful, Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Charlotte 7000 with the awful comeback.
Yeah.
Why is your man in my DMs? Axel Dieter is not in your
Axel
DMs, man.
Dieter is perfectly
Okay.
fine with what
He
he's
is
got.
definitely not in your DMs.
Right.
So that was an awful, so desperate.
Yeah.
What a desperate clapback. You're better off saying nothing. Like, that was really bad. And Stratton just swagger walked out of there.
Yeah, that was
She didn't
good.
care.
That was a good moment for Tiffany Stratton,
She's
unfortunately.
like, I know El Americano is not in your DMs, honey. Okay, we know that's not true. So she didn't even totally nonplussed by that, and just marched on out of there.
Worst moment of the year. Don't think too hard here.
Cena tapping out.
Yeah, Cena taps out to Gunther. Number 2 is Travis Scott appears to help Cena win the Undisputed title. They did not like Travis Scott. Number 3 was Jey Uso eliminates John Cena. Basically, if you do anything to either help or hurt John Cena, they do not like you. Brock Lesnar squashing John Cena at WrestlePalooza. And then number 5, I love this. You and I and the South Korean Smarks agree. Jey Uso plays his theme in the middle of a War Games match for a yeet party, is what it says.
You know what? I'm all on board with these South Korean
Yes, I told you,
smarts now.
man. I told you the worst stuff will get you back.
What a great pick. You know,
One of
you
the
got
worst moments in WWE history is that man
got-
stopping to do a yeet party
He
in the
stops
middle of a
match
War
to do
Games.
heat party. CM Punk turns and looks at the camera like Jim Halpert, and they all decide to yeet in the middle of a War Games match. Truly abysmal moment. Awful stuff. Everything I hate about the company.
Worst feud of the year.
Well, who did Jey Uso feud with?
Gunther.
Gunther.
Okay.
Yeah. Gunther, I feel like he's getting a lot of heat by association.
Yeah.
By being paired up with Jey Uso. And also retiring John Cena.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, here's where the hate really comes in. Worst catchphrase.
I don't think Jey Uso has a catchphrase.
Oh, sir, he's listed 3 times out of these 5.
It's just me, Oos. That's got to be on there.
Well, okay. So number 1 is yeet replay pose. So I think that's I think that's when he stops yeeting and he goes, all right, run it back, and then they do the yeet again. So that's number 1. Number 3 was just yeet. Just the word yeet is number 3.
Okay, fair. That's fair.
And then number 4 is 4 letters, 1 word, ugh, Jey Uso.
Oh, God. What is that even? But it sounds awful, so I agree.
Number 5 was best for business, Triple H. They don't love Paul here.
They don't like Paul.
They don't like Paul. And number 2 was CEO from Mercedes Moné. So.
They had the slim Mercedes in it. Man. I love this Jey Uso hatred.
It's so good. Worst
It's
newcomer.
so good.
Who's the worst newcomer of the year?
Jey Uso.
No.
No?
No. I don't know if he was
stretch the
eligible.
limits
I don't
of
know
that?
if he was eligible.
No?
Julia. WWE's
They
Julia.
don't like Julia.
They don't like Julia. They didn't like JC Mateo or Tala Tonga either.
Well, who does?
Yeah. Jordan Grace was number 4 and Stephanie Vakir was number 5.
Yeah, I mean, 3 of them are very unlikable, so I understand where they're coming
Yep.
from.
Worst mic worker.
Jey Uso.
Ding, 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 ding. I
is
thought I
pretty
hated
bad.
Jey Uso, man. They hate him on a
No,
different
you don't
level.
hate him. You don't hate Jey Uso.
Not the way these people do.
How is Big Jim avoiding their wrath here?
Big Jim has got nothing in here. Yeah.
Big Jim's not getting nothing, and he's like a worse version of Jey Uso.
He is, yeah. He's not over. He's a worse worker. Right. Yeah, he's fatter. It's just,
He's fat. He's fat. Rich went there. He's fatter.
We've been talking about the Usos gaining, getting to that.
You got to be careful.
Yeah, we talked about that in like 2018. We were like, you look at that family tree, man. That family tree. Once you hit 30, man, that family tree is not good. It's not good.
This generation has done a nice job, though.
Yeah.
It didn't happen to Roman. It didn't happen to those two guys. So they've been Big Jim, though.
Yeah,
he does wear the shirt. Maybe he's giving up a little. Which one's married to Naomi?
That is Big Jim, I believe.
Big Jim's married to Naomi.
Yes.
Okay. Which one is DUI Oos?
Well, both. You have to be more specific. The one who has.
Okay, all right.
Are you talking about the one who has mounting DUIs? I think that's Big Jim. I think Big Jim's got.
Big Jim.
Yeah, I think that's Big Jim. Yeah.
But they're both DUI.
They are both technically DUI Uso. Yeah.
Okay.
But I think Big Jim's got a couple more on the.
He's the one that's famous for.
Yeah, I think he's got like 4 or 5.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, worst non-wrestler. It's not Jey Uso.
No, and it can't be Paul Heyman. Akira Tozawa.
No, Travis Scott was their worst non-wrestler of the year.
Oh, okay.
They were not Fiend.
Popping eardrums.
They did not enjoy the Fiend.
Fiend. I don't know.
Top 5 here. Travis Scott was number 1. Triple H was number 2. Mm-hmm. Tony Khan, last year's winner, was number 3. Number 4, Dave Meltzer. Oh, the dirt sheet. Lying Dave in the dirt sheet.
These awards rock. Unbelievable.
And then number 5, the best non-wrestler in the world, the Disruptor, The Rock. So he was number 5.
Oh, well, yeah, it's a terrible pick. Yeah.
He's the best. Most overrated.
I've got a feeling I know who this one is.
I think you do.
Yeah, unbelievable. This far surpasses your hatred of this man. It's crazy. I mean, they just voted Cena all the positive awards, and they voted Jey Uso
pretty
all
much,
the negative
It
awards.
could have been. They really didn't even need to vote. Yeah, they really didn't even vote. They could have
This is a simple voting block. They keep it very simple here in South Korea.
They do. Jey Uso was indeed the most overrated. Most underrated. I don't know why this isn't the worst of, but who's the most underrated wrestler in the world?
Maybe another translation issue here. Based on what they've been picking here, Otis.
No, Drew McIntyre. Most underrated. Yeah, Drew McIntyre.
He's underrated?
I suppose. Okay. Most pitiful, a.k.a. the Christian Award. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. I don't know if it's like against the Christian religion or Christian the wrestler.
No, it sounds like Christian the wrestler. They must really fucking hate him. So they named an award after him, the most pitiful.
But it doesn't make sense, though, given who just won most underrated, I'll tell you, because Drew McIntyre is the most pitiful, apparently.
Well, maybe it's like they feel bad for him. Maybe
yeah, because like L.A. Knight is number 4, and like he's not.
You know what this is?
They might hate L.A. Knight, though.
No, I think this is people they feel bad about because of their booking isn't good.
Because it's Drew McIntyre, Chad Gable, Finn Balor, L.A. Knight, and Kevin Owens. That makes sense.
Yep.
Okay.
It's they think their booking isn't good, and the plot twist here is they like Christian, but he never got pushed.
Yes.
That's the plot. That's the plot twist. So it's like most pitifully booked is what that award is. Interesting.
Worst move.
What's Jey Uso's finisher?
Okay. You got to be more specific. Because
what?
Joe,
no way.
1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are all Jey Uso.
Get the fuck out of
Number
here.
1, spear, Jey Uso. Number 2, yeet punch, Jey Uso. Number 3, super kick, Jey Uso. Number 4, sleeper hold, Jey Uso. And number 5, top rope plancha, Jey Uso. I love
sleeper hold.
Does Jey have particularly bad sleeper hold? I don't think so.
Sleeper hold.
It's so good.
Does he even use a sleeper
I don't
hold?
remember. But it stinks. I love it. God, the hatred is incredible. The hatred is so good.
The yeet punch.
Number 2, the yeet punch.
Sleeper hold. They hate that
armbar.
Yeah.
It's like
They can't stand that Jey Uso. Good night, Irene. They can't take it. Sleeper hold.
worst gimmick of the year. Belt collector Mercedes Moné. Main event Jay was number 2. The best part about this, and this will get you back. If you weren't already back from them voting all 5 Jey Uso moves for worst move,
right?
Their number 4 worst gimmick of the year is, quote, and I quote exactly as it was translated, whatever Aleister Black's gimmick is.
Oh my god! I'm losing consciousness.
They might be listeners. If not, I'm going to send them our segments when we make fun of Mal Black.
Whatever Aleister Black's gimmick.
It's so good.
Fucking Tom End. Oh god, purple velvet thrones and elk heads. Fucking Eye of Newt. Fucking progressively darker paint around his eye, depending on his how much he hates being booked. I can't. Whatever Aleister Black's gimmick, that's what it says.
That's exactly what it says. Because everybody else, it's belt collector Moné,
right.
Main event Uso, Death Rider John Moxley, following the New Day Grayson Waller, and number 4 is whatever Aleister Black's gimmick is. It's so good.
Oh god, and they don't pick on. They didn't go after him in any other form. Just whatever his gimmick is, and he's not worst wrestler. No, just whatever the fuck that guy is.
Whatever that whole thing is.
We don't
Whatever
like
that thing
that.
is that's going
Tom
on over
End.
there with that guy is the worst.
The fucking guy that thinks he's spooky, but he isn't. Whatever that's going on with that, we hate it. Holy shit. What a tremendous pick out of left field.
It's a great pick, though. Honestly, you got to hand it to him.
Great
A great
pick.
pick, yeah.
Gotta
Worst
hand it to
news of the year was John Cena retiring by tapping out to Gunther. We know that they have not been fans of that whatsoever. Worst theme song was Fiend by Travis Scott.
Wow. That, if you are Jey Uso, Gunther, or Travis Scott, look out.
It's rough out
Don't
here.
go visiting South Korea. Yeah.
This is great, too. So number 1 is Fiend by Travis Scott. Number 3 is Fiend / electrifying remix, The Rock and Travis Scott.
Holy shit. They're going deep with it. They're just every angle that they can take down Fiend, they're taking it.
Yeah. So hopefully they're not playing college football 2026 because they're going to be very upset by the kickoffs.
Before every kickoff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Worst brand. I'll give you some choices here. Or actually, guess who the worst brand is.
Well, AEW.
AEW. Last year's winner was also AEW.
Yeah.
What are some other guesses you have?
There's 5. They didn't go with any WWE brands.
Oh, they did
SmackDown
actually.
might be on
Yeah,
there.
SmackDown was number 2. SmackDown was number 2.
I would say the TNA is probably on there.
TNA is not on there, no.
Wow, there's 3 others, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's some Korean promotion got in the mix.
No.
Am I missing an obvious one? CMLL.
No. Number 3 was New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Oh, okay.
And number 5 was Ring of Honor. Number 4 was Raw. So they both loved Raw and hated Raw.
Ring of Honor, of course.
Yeah.
You had to attack Tony again.
Worst event was WrestlePalooza. Sure. Worst part-timer was Mercedes Moné, who I don't know if I would quite call her a part-timer. She wrestled
I think they're
a lot of matches
going right
last
after
year.
her too.
Yeah.
Like, you're not on Dynamite every week. You're a part timer.
Let me see how many matches Ultimo Moné wrestled last year. She wrestled 50 times last year. I mean, that's
That's a lot of matches.
a pretty good amount of matches for
Modern wrestling.
Yeah. You said that they didn't like Cope earlier. He's number 3 here. He was last year's winner as well. So they do hate Cope as well. So they are with me in that. But they didn't think enough of him this year to vote him. But he was number 3 for worst part-timer. Worst booker of the year. Joe, I will bet you $975 you cannot guess who this person would be.
It's got to be Tony Khan. I guess not, though, the way you're setting this up.
Paul Levesque, number 1. I will send you the bill.
Wow.
Yeah. 3 people got votes. Tony Khan was number 2. And he was last year's winner.
Dreamer on the list. No
Tommy Dreamer was not on the list. No.
Okay.
Or as Mike and JD show call him, Tummy Dreamer.
Tummy.
Which is just rude, and I would never make fun of someone's weight.
I can't condone that.
Yeah, I can't condone that. That's ridiculous. You can't make fun of.
Shame on you.
Yeah,
Shame on
making
you,
fun of his weights. Come on, man.
Yeah, shame on you.
Gato was number 3, which honestly, look.
Not the worst pick.
Not a terrible pick. Worst
no
main
Sawa
event.
out of the question.
No, Sawa was out of the question in this one. He was not. He was not among.
He didn't make it.
He did not make it. No.
They only did 3.
They only did 3. Yeah, they probably don't know anybody else.
Ryan Ward.
Yeah, no, Ryan Ward didn't get anything. Hunter and Tummy Dreamer didn't get any in there either. So,
all right.
Worst main event was John Cena versus Gunther for Saturday night's main event. Again, there.
Yeah, I feel like we've had 7 different versions of worst main event in this thing.
Worst face turn.
Oh, couldn't even come up with one.
John Cena.
Oh, okay.
So they liked heel John Cena, and they apparently did not love face
like
John Cena.
Yeah. No, that's true.
Worst heel turn was Hook. Look, gotta hand it to him. That's not a bad pick either.
I feel like there's been 9 different versions of all of these awards.
There have.
You're not repeating any?
No,
at this point?
I'm not. They seem to be voting on a lot of awards here. Okay. Now we have 2 final ones.
Okay.
Botch of the year and worst entrance.
Botch of the year.
Joe, number 1, botch of the year. Off the top of your head, do you remember the botch of the year?
No.
Number 1 was Jey Uso gives Austin Theory what looks like either a spear or a crossbody.
Oh. Was that where he hit him with the chair and bonked himself? I don't think so. They didn't mention a chair.
No, that is number 5. That is number 5.
Oh, that's on there, though. Okay,
yeah, Jey Uso hitting his own head and bleeding while giving a chair shot to Braun Breaker was number 5.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So number 1 and 2 was Jey Uso gives Austin Theory what looks like either a spear or a crossbody. That was number 1. Number 2 was Jey Uso tried a plancha, A-Town down under, and got caught in the ropes. That was number 2. They remember specific spots. That's what I'm saying. Like, I hate Jey Uso, but they remember, like, yeah, remember that motherfucker? He tried to do an A-Town down under and they got caught in the fucking ropes. He stinks.
You do not hate Jey Uso, is what I've learned listening to this segment. Unbelievable.
Because I did not remember on the March 17, 2025 Raw that he tried to plancha A-Town down under and got caught in the ropes. But they did. They remembered.
South Koreans specifically remember that spot from a March Raw. And they were like, I'm going to store that away because I got to vote for it in the Smark Awards.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Number 3, Jey Uso's spear becomes a headbutt.
Wait a minute. They're all Jey Uso botches?
They are all Jey Uso botches. This one's incredible, too. This one's got incredible hatred, too, because it's Jey Uso's spear becomes a headbutt. It says WWE Raw 125-25, along with a bunch of other dates submitted. So apparently that's a common issue. Jey Uso's spear becomes a headbutt. So a lot of people voted for January 25th, but other people submitted other dates as well. So they just wanted to let it be known.
So they gave it to January 25th.
But a common issue is Jey Uso's spear becomes a headbutt. So
it was the frequent Jey Uso missed headbutt, a spear that turns into a headbutt.
Yeah.
And they just said, fuck it, we're combining it into one.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And then number 4 was they couldn't translate it. It says another Jey Uso botch that isn't fitting the English translation well. Submitted on January 25th, along with a bunch of other dates submitted as well. So we don't know what that was either.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they hate this motherfucker. They hate his personality. They hate that he's a botch machine. They hate the yeeting. They hate his mere presence. They fucking hate Jey Uso. Is there only like 6 people voting in this? I hope there's a lot of people voting.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know the number of people voting. Worst entrance is Travis Scott, WrestleMania 41, day 2. They do not like Fiend
now,
either.
How the fuck is Uso not coming in with the yeet? Not the
well,
worst
so his is number
seat?
2. It says Jey Uso dash just overall his entrance, no specific date.
Love these people.
Just the whole aura, just all about it. Every day, every time he comes out, every day, every Raw, every SmackDown, every Saturday Night's Main Event, every PLE, all of it. Just all of it.
Love it.
The whole fucking thing. So there you go.
Love it. We got to revisit this next year and see if they just destroy Jey Uso again. The botches is really the cherry on top.
That's so good. Yeah.
All 5 botches, but really it's many botches because 2 of them were just, he does it so much we have to combine them into one, which is amazing. and him bonking himself in the head with a chair shot to the back, like finished 5th.
Yeah.
Like that wasn't even good enough to win.
Because that's what I thought initially. Because that's my favorite botch of the year. As the man delivered a weak chair shot to someone's back and then ended up with a concussion and busted his face open, which is
right,
incredible.
Right. And he's a terrible athlete. Caught in the ropes.
Turned the A-Town down under.
What?
Jey Uso attempts an A-Town down under and gets caught in the ropes. Yeah, that and then the whatever Aleister Black's gimmick is just popped me, and I was like, this is a segment. This is a segment for sure on this show.
A-Town Down Under is a tag team. He was doing something to A-Town Down Under.
Oh, okay. So he's trying to do a plancha to A-Town Down Under and then got caught in the ropes is what?
That's
okay.
Austin Theory and Grayson Waller.
Yes.
Grayson Waller. And Austin Theory are A-Town Down Under. So he was doing something to them and got caught in the ropes. Incredible stuff.
So there you go. That is DCI online or whatever the hell it is, the South Korean Awards.
You thought you
hated I got to learn. I got to either learn to hate more or just understand that I will never hate as much.
You can't hate that much. I mean, you can't hate them as much as they hate them. Does it bother you that you're not the number one?
It kind of does, yeah.
Jey Uso hater now.
I know, because I came on that WrestleMania. We did that instant reaction for WrestleMania night 1 or whatever, and I just eviscerated that guy for like 45 minutes. And I'm thinking, man, I hate Jey Uso. And then I read this thing, and I was like, shit. I don't even know the half of it.
Yeah.
I just think he stinks in big moments. These people are like, nah, man, he did the fucking plancha to A-Town Down Under and fucked it up. Like, no, that's...
Yeah.
The catchphrase, I didn't even know he had 3 catchphrases. To them, he does. And they all suck.
Yeah.
4 letters, 1 word,
I love it. 4 letters, 1 word, What the fuck is that?
Well, then he would say yeet, but then he would yeet, because that's the 4 letters, 1 word is yeet. But I don't know what the is.
Oh. Maybe yeet translates to
Mm.
Let me see. Jey Uso, 4 letters. Oh, wait. That auto-filled. Okay.
Yeah, it just says 4 letters, 1 word. Yeet. So
the 4-letter, 1-word catchphrase associated with WWE superstar Jey Uso is yeet. This phrase, often accompanied by the tagline, 4 letters, 1 word. I don't think he says I
don't think so either. Maybe it translated to...
That was a translation mistake or something. Yeah. Oh, wait, no. Alternative phrasing. Sometimes accompanied by ugh, ugh.
Oh, well, there you go. Asked and answered. Thank you.
Wow.
Google Gemini or whatever gave you that info. So,
under what fucking circumstance? Let me see if he says it here. Let me see. I got to hear his ugh, ugh. All right, he's talking to CM Punk. And he... Uh-huh. That's what...
It's great radio, by the way. Thank you.
Oh, here we go. Saturday night, I'm going to show you 4 letters, 1 word. Oh, yeah. He does. He says 4 letters, 1 word, oog, oog, yeet. And then the fans go yeet.
Okay.
Yeah, he's at the CM Punk right here, right on the Slim Jim logo. Yeah, I'm going to play that again. Hold on. Oh, yeah, wow, weird. That's got to be number 1. That's awful. This is Saturday night. I'm going to show you who the best in the world is. 4 letters, 1 word, oog, oog. And then the fans go yeet. He doesn't even say it.
Okay, I thought he said yeet. Oh, so he says instead.
He goes oog, oog. No, he sounds like the Geico caveman. He goes oog, oog. And then they say yeet.
Oh.
He doesn't even, like, he says that and then they all go yeet. Yeah.
Interesting.
Man. And we watch all these shows. It's like our eyes just glaze over us and we don't pick up on this shit. Although this was on a Raw, I'm sure I wasn't tuned in for this.
Oh, come on. I watch every Raw on Netflix. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. All right, well, that's the Korean Awards.
Yeah, that just about, well, I guess we have an Observer Award season coming up.
Yeah.
Maybe next week, and then that'll put a wrap on award season. But
it will. What about contract season? We got to put a wrap on that.
Fuck yeah, I guess contract season feels like it'll never end in the world of total nonstop action. Carlos is putting pens to paper left and right here in total nonstop action. Elena Black has officially signed with TNA. Now she was reported to have signed already.
Yeah, we knew that.
But now there's a video of her signing, so now it's official. But yes, we already knew that.
We already knew that.
But Carlos did a video.
Fucking Bram ass signing.
We are getting into Bram territory here, where now we're like the news story is that we're signing these people, and Carlos is front and center in all these videos or whatever. Bear Bronson made it official on a podcast today that he has signed with TNA, and Ash by Elegance has received medical clearance to return to wrestling, and she also has re-signed with TNA.
Yeah. New deal for Ash by Elegance. Mm-hmm. Did you enjoy that double swerve last week?
Oh, God. It really, caught me. I was ready for Heather and M to break free of the confines of the Elegance brand. But no, Ash. It was all just a ruse.
They got that new creepy-looking guy that runs around.
I don't like that man's face at all. I don't like his forehead.
Something wrong with this guy.
What is the forehead? There's too much forehead, not enough hair, not enough face.
They announced they signed that guy, too. So I don't know his name.
AJZ. He used to be AJZ, but he's Mr. Elegance, right?
Mr. Elegance.
Yeah, he was AJZ was his name. He
sure.
I'm sure we saw him in something because he was in NWA a couple times here and there. I guess New Japan Strong. He was actually in New Japan Strong a couple times. I don't even remember that.
What's with Sean Cedar putting spoilers in the chat?
Oh, no.
Unbelievable.
Well, is it a spoiler? It's live on Total Nonstop Action right now.
For me, I got to go watch and review it later.
Oh, that's true.
We got Sean Cedar. Doesn't he have a race car to watch or something?
It's Thursday. There's nothing on right now. No, it's not on right now.
Not even like the truck series?
No, not yet.
Some janky ass.
Well, soon, in a couple weeks, there'll be, some ARCA and some truck races or whatever.
Fucking truck series or something.
Soon, in a couple weeks. They run Fridays. Sir.
Some track racing or something. There's got to be something.
Maybe on Flow Racing. I'm sure there's a dirt track race going on somewhere on Flow Racing. I'm sure you could go there.
Fucking Dick Trickle or something like that.
Well,
there. He's got to.
He's a tough get these days.
Got to spoil Impact for me.
Dick Trickle's a tough get these days.
What the hell's going on over here? I think that's going to be it for contract season, right? It's going to be February. We can't keep doing this.
No, that bit's got to end. Yeah, bit's got to end. Tommaso Ciampa is officially signed with AEW. Debuted on this week's Dynamite and got the graphic. So, what did you think of Ciampa getting the graphic before the win? Because that used to be Tony's thing. He would wait till the guy got a win and said, now he's officially signed. Does he not want to do that because he's going for this open challenge and he might not win the open challenge?
Maybe. I just think...
We also got a big entrance and stuff, so it's kind of ridiculous to be like, this man is not signed, even though he got
he had a huge entrance. I thought he came across like a star. I thought the presentation was fantastic myself. I thought that it couldn't have been done any better than it was done, and he really came across like a big deal. And they got lucky too, because Austin was Cedar Park, just outside of Austin, was a really hot crowd.
Yeah,
for everything. So it really helped his entrance too. The entrance felt and looked major league, but the crowd was really behind him. And they popped when Psycho Killer went up on the screen. So they were a smarky crowd.
They knew who that was immediately.
They knew who he was because you couldn't see him. But it said, before it said Ciampa, when it said Psycho Killer, they popped. So it was a smarky crowd. It was a hot crowd. And I thought that helped. And he really came across big time to me. So, yeah, I don't know. I does he always wait for the win? I mean, he usually waits for the win. Usually, if it's a lesser,
it's a big star. I think that's for like the lesser people. Yeah, it's like
I think he sees him as a bigger star.
Right.
And like, who was the Katana? Not Katana Chance. The other
Lacey Lane.
Lacey Lane. Yeah. Like, you know. But he's like, they may view him in a different light. They obviously do. He's writing a title program of Mark Briscoe.
Right. Yeah. Right.
So, so that all makes sense. They must have sent feelers to him, or he must have sent feelers to them ages ago when he realized he was never getting pushed. And they must have said, "Yeah, come on, come on down. Let that contract run out." big boy, and he did, and there he is. So
yeah, he's the guy that left the right way, and it seems like everything that he's been talking about. We always talk about those guys, the guys that get fired and then come in, like those you kind of always have to be a little nervous of because they're going to see this as a demotion or, I got fired from that place and now I have to work here to make ends meet or whatever, versus a guy who lets his contract runs out and the second he's available to come, he comes. And Ciampa's already been talking about how, like, this is where I wanted to be for a while, and I was looking on the other side thinking, damn, I could be in there. So that's cool. That's cool to see. Yeah. He seems hungry, and hopefully, his body's been the big issue is his body holding up. So hopefully it does. But he's a great worker and a good thinker about the game. So I like that pickup for AEW.
Yeah. And they wasted no time bringing him in, and so I saw some people saying, he should have went to TNA. Why? Like if he's got the option to go to AEW, they're going to pay him a lot more money. I mean, the money's not even going to be close. And anyone who saw, if I'm any free agent and I saw that TNA show 2 weeks ago, why the hell would I go there? It just came across so small time.
Absolutely.
League.
Yeah. And it's one thing that, like, I understand the idea of like, he could be a big fish in a small pond, but that small pond is like fucking radioactive. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that pond is you don't want to be. I don't want to swim in that pond. Like that pond is fucking gross. And I'm good.
Look, if Tony wasn't interested, of course you take the job you can get. Right? You're going to go to TNA instead of MLW or the NWA, or maybe you don't want to fucking fly to Japan once a month. I get it, but if you're presented with the option of signing with AEW or TNA, it's not even a decision. The TNA is. If you're young and on the come up and it's your first contract, somebody like that, or you're leaving one of those other places and the opposite place isn't an option. Like Bear Bronson, that's great that he signed with TNA. WWE wasn't going to sign him. You know what I mean? And he had his AEW run and it didn't work out, and it wasn't all his fault, but it didn't work out. Or guys like Kazarian and Mike Santana, who are just like Tommaso Ciampa, where they're hitting a glass ceiling in AEW. They realistically know they're never getting a push. So they let their contracts run out and they go somewhere where they can get a push. Those are good fits for TNA. A guy like Tommaso Ciampa, if he has the option to go to AEW, there is no reason for him to go to. No one's going to be choosing. Why are people so delusional when it comes to what TNA is compared to what AEW is?
They just can't. Yeah, because WWE won. WWE won that perception war that we talked about. They've been trying to win for 2 years now. They want you to compare AEW with TNA, and not AEW to WWE, and it works. And it works every single time now.
And your Gen Pop typical dopey fan that doesn't know any better, they really think that these two places are on equal footing, both in the money that they could pay and the exposure and the potential money that could be made and all of those things. It's not even close. Of course he's going to go to AEW.
If you were presented the option, which Ciampa clearly was, because this is where he's at right now, you're presented the option of being a mid-carder to upper mid-carder in AEW right out of the gates, or a main eventer in TNA, you're going to take the AEW one 1,000 times over.
1,000 times out of 1,000, and it's going to be more money.
Right. The money's going to be better, and just yeah, okay, I'm not going to be... If they said, hey, we're going to start you out on Ring of Honor, and, I could see Ciampa saying, you know what, I just left a place where I didn't feel fulfilled or whatever, so you know what, maybe I'll lose a couple thousands of dollars or whatever and go to TNA, several thousands of dollars, let's be honest, and go to TNA because I want a main event and I want to do some fun stuff. But if you're presented the idea of you're going to come in and immediately challenge for the TNT title and maybe even win the TNT title and be an upper mid-carder or mid-carder on AEW television, you're going to take that 1,000 times over 1,000. Obviously.
Listen, TNA is if you're on the way up and you're getting your first deal, or like I said, you've either been released by one of the other two places and then the other place isn't interested. Like Indy Hartwell is a perfect example. She gets released by WWE. I strongly suspect Tony Khan had no interest in Indy Hartwell. Okay, for an obvious reasons. She stinks. So TNA is perfect for someone like that. Mm-hmm. Bear Bronson. WWE's not signing Bear Bronson. TNA is perfect for a guy like that. It's a great landing spot. And a guy like Bear Bronson could get pushed in TNA and increase his profile.
Absolutely.
And then end up getting signed by one of the other two companies. So I'm not saying that TNA should never be an option. There's plenty of times where TNA is a very viable option. But it was just stunning to me to see that it's like, could he have gone to TNA? Why? Did you see that show 2 weeks ago? They're doing 170,000 viewers. They might not be on the air in 3 months. I mean, why would that's another thing. So yeah, I don't know.
And he's also a guy who clearly, I mean, if you've ever watched Ciampa or ever heard him talk, like, the guy loves the art of pro wrestling as well. You know, he loved being on the indies and working his ass off in the indies, loved going to NXT and working his ass off there. Let's be honest, the working standard in TNA fucking stinks. So even if you're presented with, oh, we're going to give you the world title and you're in a main event, or like, okay, great, I get to face, you know, Moose and Mike Santana and Frankie Kazarian, and like, okay, right. Like, if you're unfulfilled in WWE and you want to have great matches again because that, you know, gets the juices flowing, I don't know if TNA's where I go. I don't know if TNA's where I go.
And I mean, those two guys, those were good moves. They were never going to get pushed in AEW. Neither one of them, Kazarian or Santana. They weren't getting pushed. No,
exactly. They had to bet on themselves and try. And
so they said, all right, I'm going to go somewhere and we're going to get pushed. And in the case of Mike Santana, he's young enough to where it might end up parlaying that into a WWE deal. I don't think he would go back to AEW. But I mean, that might end up parlaying into an AEW, into a WWE deal. And then in the case of Kazarian, he's a guy pushing 50. He just wants to have fun and be pushed and work and be on TV, and he's made his money. So, you know, those are good landing spots. You know, that's TNA's great spot for both of those guys. You know, Ciampa, no, unless AEW didn't want him.
Right, unless AEW didn't want him, and then of course, of course that's the better option.
You take the job, right? Even then, I think I would do 6 months on the indies, asking for big 4-figure payouts until that well runs dry, and then you do it. But, you know, everyone has different motivations. You know, I mean, he just wanted to make the clean. Like, as soon as he was ready, he just showed up, which some people, that's, you know, he's probably super excited to get back on TV and start doing something meaningful.
Yeah.
They didn't do shit with him on the main roster ever.
Really ever. I can't remember
crazy.
Anything. Yeah, I can't remember them even trying with him ever.
They did nothing with him. And from the standpoint of Levesque, obviously loves the guy because he pushed him as hard as you can push somebody in NXT, him and Gargano, and he does nothing. He did nothing with Ciampa, and he does nothing with Gargano. I can't wrap my head around it. It's weird, right? Because it's the same guy who pushed them as hard as they could be pushed, and they drew money.
Yeah, for years on end, he pushed them too, like to an annoying degree where we were like, Paul, push somebody else in NXT, for God's sakes. We're sick of these guys. And then the second they go to the main roster, apparently he's sick of them because now he doesn't push them at all.
He didn't push either one of them. So he pushed them as hard as you could push them, and they were like selling out basketball arenas on WrestleMania weekends with that feud and things like that. And so they were drawing money. They were selling more tickets than NXT selling now, that's for sure. That was like peak NXT business when it was Gargano and Ciampa and Adam Cole, right? And it's like he did nothing with either one of them. It's really strange. And I don't quite understand that one. So
some injuries real quick, and then we'll move on to some other topics here. Jake Doyle, when he screamed, I tore my fucking biceps on the air last night, he did indeed, in fact, tear his fucking biceps. So he is going to be out for a little while.
Break. What a
that
horrible
sucks.
break.
Yeah, it absolutely sucks.
I mean, that team had momentum. They were getting over.
I love them too. God, that was like my favorite tag team in wrestling.
Yeah. They were obviously figured in because they did 2 angles with Moxley last night. So whatever plans Tony had, he's got to tear them up and do something else. And poor Mark Davis. I mean, he's injured for 1,000,000 years, and then Kyle Fletcher becomes this single star while he's gone. He comes back and is just rudderless with no spot, no direction, nothing going on. They finally find something for him to do. He
gets
good.
A new lease on life, and it's just fuck.
And then a month later, the guy tears his body, and that's a bad injury. He's going to be out a long time. I mean, he's not going to be back in 3 weeks. I mean, that's a bad injury. So it's like, I feel gutted for Mark Davis. I feel gutted for Jake Doyle. I feel gutted for Tony Khan because he obviously had these guys figured in, and they were an act that was clearly picking up momentum. And because you know why? Pro wrestling is missing an act like that. AEW hasn't had an act like that maybe ever. Pro wrestling severely lacks an act like that. I mean, these are guys that you could have plopped into peak All Japan to wrestle Miracle Violence Connection and Finesse and Crawford and fucking Johnny Ace and Kobashi and the fucking Holy Demon Army. Like, they would have fit right in. You could have plopped them in any era of New Japan and they would fit right in. You could have plopped them in Nitro era WCW, and they would have fit right in.
It's timeless. It's a timeless tag team. It'll never get old.
You could just put them anywhere, and it would have worked out great. And wrestling was lacking that sort of thing. Just these two big grunting meat slappers with the heel manager that does all the talking. And what a terrible, terrible break for everybody involved. I really feel bad for everyone.
It does suck. Yeah, it does suck.
Yeah.
In Japan, the Bozilla, you know about the Bozilla. She tore her ACL. Yeah, the Bozilla tore her ACL.
Torn ACL for the Bozilla.
Yeah. So it happened on the January 11th Stardom show, and she found out a full torn ACL needs surgery, so she'll be out a long time. Yeah, a long time. Yeah.
That sucks for the Bozilla.
Sucks for the Bozilla. And Rey Mysterio, he appeared to be hurt on Raw, but it looks like he avoided major damage. So it's just Rey Mysterio. I think he just hurts a lot. So I'm sure it's Rey Mysterio. I mean, he's had every surgery you could ever have. I mean, it's every body part that needed to be fixed has been fixed. And sometimes I think he just, it hurts and he goes, ow. And then they go, oh, you're right. And he goes, yeah, I think I'm fine. Yeah. So whatever happened on Raw, he's fine. So they put up the X and everybody was like, no, Rey's gone again. But apparently he's fine. So. And there you go. So that is contract season and injury report. So let's move on to the Royal Rumble here. And before we talk about the actual what's going to happen at the Royal Rumble this Saturday from the lovely brand spanking new King Abdul Financial District Arena in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, will an ESPN, will a WWE show ever be on ESPN, Joe? Because when that agreement got signed, when WWE and ESPN signed their agreement, there was language in there, and I remember you and I talking about this, that seemed to indicate that some WWE shows and potentially some WWE PLEs would be on ESPN proper. Now, to me, Royal Rumble felt like one that had a real chance to be one of those, considering it's between football season. It's the week between the conference title game and the Super Bowl. There's not a whole lot of big NBA stuff going on. It's kind of the dog days of the NBA season. There's not any baseball going on, even though ESPN's kind of has are they done with baseball completely this year? Or are they still?
I don't think they have, because Sunday Night Baseball is moving to NBC.
Yeah, I forget if they still had other games.
They might have. Well, no, because somebody else got maybe they still have the home run derby or something, but I don't think they have any. I don't think they have games.
Okay. So I guess the summer is a good one. But I figured the Royal Rumble would be a good, palpable one. It's it's in Saudi Arabia, so it's in the middle of the day or whatever. It starts at 2 p.m. Eastern on Saturday. But they're not showing it because ESPN, and to be fair, and you can speak to this, and that's why I wanted to bring it up to you, ESPN has a big college basketball slate for the day. They have 11 a.m. Duke versus Virginia Tech, 1 p.m. SMU versus Louisville. Louisville's number 20 in the country. Duke's number 4. 3 p.m. College Game Day, setting you up for the big game coming up at 3:30, which is BYU Kansas, with the top recruit in the country and the top NBA prospect in the country at BYU. 5:30 is Kentucky versus Arkansas. 7:30 Auburn versus Tennessee, and then 9:30 St. Mary's versus Gonzaga. And I just found it interesting that people, and I think this is an interesting topic that I think you and I can speak to, that maybe a lot of other wrestling fans and a lot of other wrestling podcasts can't speak to, because to them, other wrestling podcasts, it's WWE and it's the Royal Rumble. Why would ESPN not show the Royal? It's the Royal Rumble. It's WWE. It's the global brand or whatever. And it's just so funny that ESPN, just without no thought whatsoever to put the Royal Rumble on ESPN or ESPN2. Right, ESPN2 showing a bunch of other college basketball games. No thought in doing that at all. ESPN on ABC is showing hockey. Rangers and the Penguins is on at 2:30 p.m., so that's going to be on ABC. The Avalanche and the Red Wings are on at noon, and then they're going to an NBA game at 7:30, Mavericks versus Rockets. So I think this all just kind of tells you in the pecking order where WWE is for this company. Now, financially, they pay WWE a shit ton of money, but they don't seem to be in any really big hurry to make WWE a thing on their actual networks at all. They cover them a little bit on SportsCenter. They'll cover, you'll have Mike Greenberg interview Seth Rollins or whatever and preview the Royal Rumble or whatever. But that seems to be the extent of what they're really going to do with these. So I don't know. I just found that kind of interesting that, maybe we had assumed, or maybe I had assumed, that Royal Rumble would be one of those shows that they could put on ESPN proper, but they're just going wall to wall college basketball and then hockey all day.
I don't think they're ever going to put these shows on ESPN. I don't.
At this point, I don't think so either. I agree.
They got to try to get people to subscribe to this.
Yeah.
Unlimited shit. And there's that class action suit now because it was all confusing at the start. So, yeah, it's a mess. ESPN does have baseball, by the way, before somebody corrects us. 30-game midweek package.
Okay, so they're midweek,
and they're the exclusive right holders to MLB.TV. So people aren't really sure how that's going to work yet.
Yeah, I still don't know what that is, but we'll find out, I guess.
Yeah, but they did lose Sunday Night Baseball to NBC Universal, and I don't think they have the Home Run Derby anymore. Somebody bought the rights to that, maybe Netflix or something. But anyway, before that gets corrected, yeah, I don't think they're ever gonna. I shouldn't say ever, but I think that they're trying to establish this.
Right, they want people on
unlimited as where you need to go to get to watch these pay-per-views, and I guess we need to address the rapid building of this stadium that they're going to be holding the show in, and the idea that the using the migrant workers and which some people consider slave labor. And I know that Thurston and Pollock did a segment on it either yesterday or today. And they reached out to everybody, but nobody on the Saudi side got back to them, obviously. And Brandon put a graphic up with all the different entities he reached out to try to get to answers to some questions. They did hear back from like Amnesty International and some international groups that track this sort of thing. And there's no proof that they were using the migrant workers for this thing. But look, in the past, when these kinds of projects have gone down, was the case.
They built an outdoor arena in like 30 days. There's probably a good chance it was
this very sketchy situation. Yeah. But at this time, no one can really prove that. But we all kind of know what the score is when it comes to that stuff. We've seen it before when it comes to Olympics and they've got I think they have the World Cup, don't they?
It's the World Cup in coming up.
4 years.
Yeah, in 4 years, and that was one where everything was built pretty much with the same workers. Yeah.
So it's so there's that aspect to it, which
maybe noted. It's is it UAE that has the World Cup? Maybe Saudi Arabia doesn't have it. Hold
on. Well, let's see. It would be the 2030 World Cup because this year's is in North America, right? It's in USA, Mexico, and Canada. So no, Morocco, Portugal, and Spain. Don't they? Or I thought they had a. Hold on.
Did that already happen? Oh, did that already happen? That World Cup maybe already happened.
That was the last World Cup?
Yeah. That was 2022 in Qatar.
Oh, okay. And that was where they also had sketchy construction of stadiums and shit.
Yeah. That was that one.
All right. So that's the one. So it wasn't you have to sometimes apologize to the KSA, Rich. It wasn't them
always
who built these who built those stadiums for the World Cup. Yeah. So that's an aspect of the story which obviously is underreported.
No.
Who's
really?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm not trying to be funny. It's just no one's going to talk about it unless it's somebody like Brandon and Post. I mean, you're not going to log into the news sites with the Z and have them breaking down how
the Uncrowned. Yeah, the Uncrowned is probably not going to talk about it. Yeah, Fightful probably won't be covering the King Abdul Financial District Arena building.
So I listened to their show today. I don't want to repeat everything they said. I mean, you can go listen to it if you're interested in the nuts and bolts of it. They looked into it. They couldn't really pin anything down or prove it, but I think we all know what the score is with that. So, so that's that. And then as far as the event itself, it's they're doing the men's and the women's and the AJ Styles retirement match. So,
interesting bit of note. Interesting thing that came out today about that AJ Styles match. So AJ Styles versus Gunther, and obviously if Gunther wins, AJ Styles is going to retire. I think we can all assume that Gunther is going to win because you're not going to build up this guy to retire people and then have AJ Styles beat him. So it appears AJ Styles is retiring from WWE though because he filed 2 trademarks recently: the phenomenal AJ Styles and P1. He applied for the terms as
it's interesting. A lot of people think
Alan Jones applying for those trademarks.
Yeah, a lot of people think that he won't want to go anywhere else, but you never know what these guys are. A lot of times they're sneaky about it too. And they're not blatant, and it's not a bad blood thing. It's just your time is up in one place, and you want to try something else. Maybe he wants those trademarks for just standard marketing purposes, and I don't know. And the verbiage he's using though is he's not really talking about this like it's going to be his last match or anything. That could be partly kayfabe because you don't want to give away the finish. But he's been very careful with his words. Like he keeps saying, this could be my final WWE match is what he keeps saying. You know, and that's, I don't know if that's, you feel like that's intentional because why word it that way? Otherwise, you know, so it's strange. We are it's a 2034 World Cup that is in Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
So this year, North America, 4 years, whatever
Morocco.
that conglomeration,
Yeah,
Morocco, Spain, and something else. And then 2034 is going to be there. So we were on the right track with that. And yes, in 2022, I think Qatar, you pronounce that country Qatar.
Okay.
Not Qatar. You're not the only one. That's like, everybody says Qatar, but I believe it's pronounced Qatar. I believe they had their own controversies with how fast those stadiums went up. So,
yeah, and how how they were built in the middle of the summer and it was 104 degrees.
Right.
People were dying and whatever. We got the stadiums done. Who cares? You know,
long-term illnesses, guys dropping dead.
Yeah. Got to build stadiums.
So anyway, yeah, we'll see with AJ. He's going to lose, obviously.
Of course.
Gunther, this is his gimmick. He's retiring people. He'll probably retire Rey Mysterio at some point, or and then we'll see what the end game is. Maybe Brock. Maybe he'll try to retire Brock, and they'll build a big match there. I don't know, but he's going to retire AJ, and then we see if AJ actually retires or if he pops up somewhere else. I think that Tony Khan. The moment that AJ Styles is free and clear of any contract, and he's probably contacted him already, let's be honest. But the moment that he's free and clear, I think that Tony Khan would immediately reach out to him or his people. I think he's isn't AJ represented by that?
I think he's a Barry Bloom guy. Yeah,
I think he's a Barry Bloom guy.
Let me confirm that, but I think he is a Bloom guy.
I think he is. So, that guy's right up.
He is. Yeah.
Right up AEW's alley. So Tony would love to have AJ Styles, and he'd probably pay him whatever he wants.
Oh, so if I forgot that connection. He's AJ Styles' agent. I mean, come on, man. And the thing with this for AJ, and I do wonder, it could be a little bit of B, that it could possibly be AJ having the Ciampa thing where he's like, I'm getting a little sick of being here. I'd like to go over there, make my last little bit of money, do my last bit of matches or whatever. And it also might be a thing. And look, we saw this with TKO and UFC. Like, they don't like to pay old guys a bunch of money.
That's true.
They think you're replacement level. So I'm sure AJ Styles makes a lot of money.
Yes.
And to them,
millions. He makes millions.
Yeah, he makes millions. And he's replacement level to them. Because to them, they can just insert whoever, have Michael Cole say, that guy's a star. And the fans go, that guy's a star. And then it doesn't matter. You don't need to have a guy who has good matches. You don't have to have AJ. AJ Styles offers nothing to the current WWE fan base and offers nothing to TKO. They're tippy top stars. Yeah, you'll pay those guys. Because those guys do draw money and they are stars. AJ's irrelevant. So he's making millions. He's in his mid to late 40s. He probably is getting a little itchy as well. It might be a thing where they told him, hey, we're good if you're good. And he says, I'm good. And they went, all right, cool, good. Then we'll wrap this up. We'll have you lose to Gunther and then you're out of here and you can go do whatever the hell you want. Like that's not implausible at all. That it could be, it could be WWE telling him that they don't really want him anymore, or it could be him just playing out the strings of his contract too. Who knows what it could be, but it's definitely suspect. And like you said, the wording that he's been using, it leads me to believe that he's probably, probably bound to still wrestle again. I don't think this Saturday will be the last time we ever watch AJ Styles wrestle. Is I guess
I would not bet on it.
Yeah, no. He will wrestle again. Probably very soon. I think this year I would bet money that in 2026 AJ Styles wrestles somewhere in the world. I would bet pretty good money that would be the case. Also on the show, undisputed WWE title, Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn. So a lot of rumors that maybe they'll give Sami Zayn like a gold watch title reign here, lose it back to Drew, the next day or something like that.
I don't know. I don't see it. I feel like the Sami Zayn thing clearly peaked a year ago or whenever that was. It might have been 2 years ago.
That was like 2 or 3 years ago. 2023, I think.
Wasn't it 24?
I think it was 23, but let me double check. That's that year we
don't
forget
tell me
everything.
That was 23. Don't tell me that was 23.
You listen to our Patreon audio on the Match of the Year reveal. We 2023 Elimination Chamber from the Bell Center with the RE. And
well, I can tell you that I watched Saturday night's main event and reviewed it, and it was in Montreal. and it peaked. And that's the danger when you don't pull the trigger on something when it's hot. You lose the people. You can't put that toothpaste back in the tube. How many times have we talked about this historically in pro wrestling? That was the time to do it with Sammy if you were going to do it, but they had other long-term plans and they didn't do it. Now, he did draw money. They drew money with him during that period. There's no question about that. But they weren't going to change their long-term plans with Cody or Roman or anybody else for Sami Zayn. They weren't going to do it. So, I mean, if you want to do a quickie title switch and put it on him here, because it doesn't really mean much to beat Drew McIntyre, you could have Jacob Fatu cost Drew McIntyre the match or something.
Exactly.
You could definitely do something like that. You know, and
because Drew's a good tortured soul too. Like Sammy's the same way. Sammy's a good tortured soul. You don't want Sammy. Sammy cannot have a title and then keep it for like 3 months. Like nobody wants to watch that. If he wins this title, he's got to lose it like almost immediately. And I kind of feel like Drew's kind of good with that too. That tortured soul thing, like you said, where he gets caught, the title gets, you know, you don't want him running around with the title for 2 months or 2 years either. Like it works a little bit better to have somebody fuck over Drew McIntyre and then build up to, you know, Fatu or whatever. So yeah, I like that. And then Sammy can lose
do
it.
Something like that. I just feel like it's not going to mean anything though. It's going to mean nothing.
No.
You know,
It'll be
no,
Joe, are you kidding me? It'll be a moment, and people will be cry emoji, cry emoji, cry emoji. Yeah. He deserves it. Oh my God, I'm so happy for Sammy. You know, cry emoji, cry emoji. Like, yeah, it's going to be all that bullshit, and then it won't matter. Nobody will care. And then in 2 weeks, it's just a disposable moment, and yet another disposable moment in WWE.
Where it would have meant something if he did it when he was red hot in 2023.
Yeah. When that entire crowd in Montreal wanted it. Instead, you're going to do it here at the King Abdul Financial Center Arena or whatever. And on ESPN Unlimited or whatever. You know, it just doesn't matter at all. But
yeah. And note the irony there.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, another big game talker, that guy. But I don't know. You could do it. I just don't feel like they're going to. I don't think. And it won't matter.
No, likes those checks. Like those checks, yeah. Didn't like the checks and then said, actually, I like those checks a lot. So
Yeah.
Oh, how much? Okay. Well, hold on a minute. Okay. Yeah, I could do that. Yeah, that's fine.
No, I'll wear a cheeky wristband, though, when I get back to the United States.
I'll tweet a flag emoji. It'll be fine. So.
Yeah, it's all so.
Women's Royal Rumble. All right, Joe, I want some odds on this Women's Royal Rumble. Here's what we got listed so far. We got Becky Lynch, Asuka, It's Bayley, Io Sky, Charlotte Flair, Jordynne Grace, Alexa Bliss, Nia Jax, Chelsea Green, Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Julia. Hey, Julia, I'll tell you that. Lyra Valkyria, Roxanne Perez, Lash Legend. I don't think Lash Legend's going to win. And Maxine Dupree, as well as several other question marks. I believe Nikki Bella is en route to Saudi Arabia, so she'll be there.
Well, isn't Watch Me. Isn't she the favorite? She's the
I
favorite.
think so, yeah.
You only live once
Yep.
is the favorite, I believe.
Yeah. I got my money on Julia. I think this is the time for Kiana James's second to. I got my money on Julia or Lash Legend. Maybe Maxine Dupree will throw Becky Lynch out. We can continue that feud for 8 more months. So
I think you only live once. The second most famous person from Elmwood Park, New Jersey.
Oh yeah,
behind
Bruce Springsteen.
No.
Oh, Elmwood Park, New Jersey. Well, you're not from Elmwood Park, New Jersey.
No. And I'm not more famous than
this person.
You only live once.
I think you're more famous than You Only Live Once.
You think I'm more famous than Liv Morgan?
No, you're not. Who is from?
She might be the third. You know what? A correction.
Okay.
She's the third most famous person from Elmwood
Third most
Park,
famous person from Elmwood Park, New Jersey.
Number one is Dick Vitale.
Oh, Dickie V. Yeah, of course, Dickie V. Yeah.
I think number 2 would be ASAP Rocky.
Yeah. He's probably.
I think he would be number 2.
Mr. Rihanna. Yeah, he probably is. So
yeah, I think he's more famous than Liv Morgan.
Yeah.
So I would place her third. I don't know any of these other people that they're claiming.
All right, let's
famous.
go here. Is there a notable people on Wikipedia thing?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. They're all
that.
born in like 1840, so I don't think that.
Okay, yeah. Cornelius Cadmus. Yeah, I don't think the 5th Congressional District guy from 1891 to 1895. No, I think he's out. Let's see. I don't know who any of these people are.
Well, see, now I am well versed in Korean Smark, but she was a local news anchor in New York. Like no one else knows her.
Okay.
See? So she doesn't count. She is the third most famous person from Elmwood Park, New Jersey. I am comfortable saying that.
Robert Zollner. I like this guy. Robert Zollner. Now, is he the? He's not the guy who owns the Pistons, right? He's not the. No, he's not.
No. He's a stamp collector.
I love this. Died in 2014. Rest in peace, Robert Zollner, investor and stamp collector who was the second person to have assembled a complete collection of U.S. postage stamps. Imagine being the second person. Hey, Robert, what's your claim to fame? Well,
yeah,
I'm the second person to collect a full set of U.S. postage stamps. Like, cool. Who's number one? Like, the obvious question is who's number one, right?
Yeah, of course.
Like, who is, like, I don't know. I wonder who is number one. Is that a more famous person than Robert Zollner? No, he's number two.
Oh, I thought he was number one.
No, he's the second person to have assembled a complete collection of U.S. postage stamps. I will try to see who was the first person to collect.
You're not going to find that.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to find.
I every couple times a year I check my high school's Wikipedia page to see if they've added me to the famous alumni.
Yeah,
they have
no,
not yet.
No.
They have not yet. No.
You know what? I got a bone to pick with the city of Downers Grove as well. So thank you for pointing that out. There is a groundswell of people in my hometown that are trying to build a statue for Macho Man Randy Savage. Okay, because he went to my high school. He was from here. You know. Okay. You think they're gonna, reach out to a prominent wrestling podcaster who's from the town? Not once.
No, they're not.
Not an email, not a call, not a text, not a Facebook message, nothing. No. And there's two. Chris Sampson is also from Downers Grove.
Yeah.
Not a call. None of us. No. And they're going to they're doing like fucking town halls, and they got this dumb website, and I'm just off to the side. My mom's like, "Oh, you should get involved." I'm like, "No, they call me. I don't call them." Are you kidding me, Mom?
You sound very insulted by this.
I am very insulted that they would.
But
not
I have a question though. What do you have to offer to this statue ceremony?
Publicity. I can get them publicity. I've seen these guys. They're not very good at getting this thing done.
Publicity?
They don't know shit about Macho Man. They're just, it's boilerplate. Like they got nothing. It's very lame. It's the whole approach is all wrong. It's all wrong. Now I on the other hand, when my school was celebrating our 75th anniversary, I knew the person that was in charge of getting old alums to come to the 75th anniversary because they wanted to get everybody there. And when I found out and she was my English teacher, and I said, "You got to get Randy Poffo. You got to get Randy Savage." And she was like, he's not really somebody that like we really, and I'm like, "What are you talking about? It's fucking Randy Savage. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're going to get some dopey guy that wrote some book or something? Nobody gives a shit about that. Get Macho Man Randy Savage out there." So eventually I was able to find Randy Savage's phone number, Sarasota Beach, Florida, or wherever he was living at that time. And I gave it to her, and she claims that she did make a call, and Randy said, "I'm good," and respectfully declined, but said, "Thank you for reaching out, and I appreciate it."
That may have been during his recluse era.
Yes, it was. Yeah. He was like, I'm good. But she, and she was not, she was a very nice older woman. Like, I don't think she would have lied about that. I don't think she would have lied to just, I think she truly said, "I did call him. I did reach out. I did mention it," and he was uninterested. Yet when they brought out a big cake, at the end, they brought all these other dopey guys. It was like, this guy orbited the moon and NASA. And everyone's like, "Boo!" Where's Macho Man? Yeah.
Orbited the moon.
Yeah, it's all these assholes, and we're like, okay. This guy's like, "I invented THX, like the audio system that every movie theater ever uses." And we're like, "Yeah, get out of here, get out, go to hell." Like we're all just and then here, like Tony Granado, the fucking NHL player, came out, and we're like, "Get out of here." The NHL gives a shit about that, but they brought out a big cake, and I told my friends, "I bet it's Macho Man's in this cake, right?" And he wasn't in the cake. He wasn't in the cake.
No.
I would have him come out of the cake. Hold
on a second. You think Macho Man Randy Savage is going to pop out of a cake like a $50 stripper? What is wrong with you?
I was young and dumb, but yeah.
You think Macho Man Randy Savage?
Imagine that, though. The cake explodes. There's Macho Man Randy with a big gray beard, his big old steroid body at that point. The sunglasses, the backwards hat on.
Like a common day stripper from the Silk Stocking in Downers Grove. Yeah. He's not going to pop out of a cake. What's wrong with you? That's an awful. You worked yourself into a shoot with that one.
I did.
Okay.
I did.
I don't know. I got a pretty good chance of being one of the more famous people to come out. Now, there's some that I can't possibly surpass, but I mean, this fucking guy who co-founded Blue Apron, I could surpass him.
But he gave us money at one point though, so that
he did.
Yeah, there is a power imbalance there. I think he's a little above
there is
you.
a NASA astronaut.
Yeah, see, there's always a
tricky.
NASA. Get out of here.
It's a little tricky. David Bryan, keyboardist for hard rock band Bon Jovi. That's a tricky one.
Oh yeah, Bon Jovi guy in New Jersey. Yeah, you're fucked. You're not touching that.
He's the keyboardist, though. I mean,
yeah, that's pretty low on the totem pole.
You didn't know who he was when I said David
no
Bryan.
idea who that is. Yeah,
you know. So not impossible.
Yeah,
not impossible if I can get on here.
I got some tough. I got Randy Savage obviously to deal with. That's tough. Denise Richards. I got Denise Richards. That's tough.
I went to grammar school with Brittany Murphy.
Okay.
She moved before high school, though, so
yeah.
I can't claim I went to high school with her.
Yeah, but grammar school counts.
But she's dead now.
She is dead. She is
dead.
Yeah,
she is in fact dead.
She is dead. I got Leaping Lanny as well. That's not gonna.
No,
I got Emo
you have
Phillips.
Randy Savage, you're screwed.
Yeah, I'm screwed. Yeah, there's nowhere I can.
That's it. You're done. You can't surpass him.
No,
it's impossible.
Denise
what
Richards is pretty tough too. I don't know.
Denise Richards is a tricky one. Yeah, it's a tricky one too.
That's not going to pass Denise at all. So
no.
Anyway, what the hell were we talking about? The fact that my town does it. We were looking at the most famous people from Elmwood Park, New Jersey. But again, I just feel like a little call would be nice. Chris is in the chat. We talk about him and I were not angry. Don't tell the papers that we're angry. Just a little, maybe a little call. Maybe a little call would be nice.
Yeah, I don't know.
We're wrestling royalty, and we're from this town. I mean, what are you talking about?
Wrestling royalty? A little
compared
strong.
to these dopes.
A little strong.
Compared to these dopes? Come on.
What do you want to do? Do you really want to be mixed up in this? I mean, think of it from that standpoint.
Not really.
You want to go down there and
I would just like them to ask me so I could tell them no. No, I want them to ask me and I say, I'm too busy, but thank you for asking. That's all I want.
You want the respect.
I want the respect.
You don't want the responsibility.
Hell
you want the respect.
No. I don't want to build a statue for Macho Man Randy Savage.
You don't want to be out there. It's going to be cold, middle of October. And you got to pull the fucking sheet off the fucking statue and
the clay. I get the ribbon. I want to cut the ribbon with the large oversized.
you got to give some kind of speech or say something about. You don't want to do that.
No.
You know.
I would just be talking about his outlaw territory. I'd be like, all right, wrap it up. And I'd be like, yeah. So
he had the right idea. Just be a recluse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got everything you need in the house.
Man after your own heart. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, look what happened. He's driving down the street in his fucking Jeep and he has a heart attack and he fucking wraps himself around a tree.
Yeah. If he never left the house, he wouldn't have done that.
If he never left the house, who knows? Would just had a heart attack on the couch, I'm guessing. But either way.
I could have resuscitated it. Could have gotten resuscitated quickly.
Yeah, it would have been wrapped around the tree.
Right. That made it a little worse.
Of it,
made it a little worse, but...
You don't want. Listen, you don't want that. You don't want.
I just want the respect. Every time I see these dopes out here, and they're like, "We're not getting enough support for the Macho Man statue," and I'm like, I don't know.
What do you think this podcast? How many people are listening to this podcast from Downers Grove?
One. Chris Sampson's listening right now. He's talking in the chat right now. So
it was like he's a feedback loop.
Well, Eric is and he's not from Downers Grove, but he's nearby. He could join the rally. He's from. I don't want to dox him, but there's a man who's from the area as well.
I think a good train of thought for life is just I want to be left alone. You don't want them calling you and bothering you about this. You don't want to get wrapped up in this. I'm telling you.
I think I do. No, I don't know. I do.
Civic bullshit. I want nothing to do with civic bullshit.
I think they're just doing such a bad job of it that it annoys me.
Yeah.
And I think that's if they were nailing it and they had the presentation right and they were truly respecting Macho Man Randy Savage and all he accomplished, I'd be a little bit more into it. But they're a bunch of dopes and they're doing a very bad job of it. So
nobody in this town knows me. I've been here 15 years. Not a single person in this town knows me, and I don't know anybody in this town. And I like it that way. I couldn't name a mayor that this town has had in 15 years.
You don't vote on your congressional district? You don't know your
what?
Congressional representative?
No. Why would I vote for that? I couldn't care less.
Your forest preserve commissioner? You don't know who that is?
Rich, the mayor of College Station could live next door and I wouldn't know the difference. I have no clue.
Is it the swinger? Is it those swingers that live across from you?
Maybe that's the mayor.
That'd be fun. That'd be a good mayor. That'd be a fun mayor.
No
the
idea.
Swinger mayor. That'd be pretty interesting.
I don't know anything about who's ever been mayor here. There's probably been 6 of them since I've lived here. I don't know what's going on. I don't think I've ever watched the local news one time since I've moved here. Not one time have I watched the local news. Just stay out of things. You don't want nothing to do with the civic shit. Just begrudgingly pay your taxes and stay out of it. That's what I say.
Yeah. Wish I didn't have to pay those things either. Royal Rumble match.
Now you're talking.
Men's Royal Rumble match. Rey Mysterio, Brock Lesnar, who announced it on via phone on the Pat McAfee show, which is my hell. My hell is that the image I saw of Pat McAfee and his dopey little face on his dopey show holding up a phone with Brock Lesnar on the phone. It says Brock Lesnar declares for Royal Rumble on Pat McAfee's show. And I'm just like, I hate all of this. Everything that's happening in this entire fucking AJ Hawk and his dumb face. I'm like, what is happening? I hate all this. I hate all this.
AJ Hawk, and the thing is, he never speaks. It's just his face in the corner, and he never says anything. He just has that vacant look. He doesn't know if they're in commercial break. He doesn't know if the show is on the air. He
has a lot of CTE, a lot of brain damage. A
lot of CTE. Yeah. Linebacker. Meathead linebacker too. Head first collisions. Seriously, I don't think I've ever heard him speak. But I think Roman Reigns is the favorite to win this thing, isn't he?
I think so. Yeah, Brock is there. Cody Rhodes, main event Jey Uso, much to the chagrin of the South Koreans. Roman Reigns, Penta, Bronson Reed, Jacob Fatu, Dragon Lee. I don't like Dragon Lee's chances at all.
I don't like his chances.
Gunther, I guess Gunther's doing double duty. Austin Theory, Solo Sikoa, Braun Breaker, Logan Paul, Javon Evans, and Obafemi are all announced so far.
Yeah.
For the Royal Rumble match. One thing to note about the women's Rumble match, going to be interesting. It is going to be a lot of colors on that screen because everyone's going to have to wear their jumpsuits or whatever. So
yeah, true.
Might be some t-shirt time for some of them. Some choose to go with the jumpsuits. Some choose to go with the t-shirts. We'll see what they
full body gimmick.
Yeah, we'll see what. But it's going to be a lot of colors. A lot of colors in the ring there.
A lot of colors. Yep. Hard to, it would be tricky for us. I can't recognize half these people to begin with.
Right. Well, the worst thing now is with WWE is that all the theme music, you have no earthly idea.
No idea who they are. No.
Unless the good thing is some of them have the little phrase that they have. So like Liv, you'll know because she goes, watch me, watch me, watch me. So you got that one, but
the stupid eyes on the screen.
Yeah, but the men is just like you have no idea.
Well, the men will look like they look, but the women are going to be tricky because they're not even going to have their usual gear.
Yeah, so it's going to be like you'll see like 4 people have pink, 7 people have yellow, 3 will have green, and you'll have no earthly idea who's who.
I don't know who any of these. Jakara Jackson, I don't know who that is.
Well, shoot, I don't think Jakara. No, well, I don't think you think Amara Sade is going to be there.
Is that Jakara Jackson?
That's Jakara Jackson.
I just pulled an NXT name out of my head.
No, she was not. But Lash Legend. Maybe you thought Lash Legend. It will be. No, there.
I just pulled Jakara Jackson.
No, that's Mara Sade. But maybe she's going to cross the line and go from TNA back to WWE and be a part of the Royal Rumble this year.
I know tonight before the show she was doing another segment with Ryan Nemeth. Oh, we need more of that feud.
God,
we need more of that feud in TNA.
They've learned nothing. TNA has learned nothing. Hey, speaking of TNA, here's what the ratings were for that second week for them. Very interesting. Total viewers, 171,000. So it was pretty much flat week over week.
Yeah. So we presented the two options. Mm-hmm. We said it's either going to drop big or they're already at their floor because there was so few viewers, and we overrated the idea that a lot of people checked it out, and it looks like it was the latter, not the former.
Yep. So they got like a 1% drop week over week. They had 173,000 week 1, 171 week 2. Now the 18 to 49 though, there was a pretty big drop there. It went from 0.4 to 0.3. 0.03. Sorry, big difference there. 0.03. Yeah.
25% drop, but it's like when the numbers are that low.
Yeah, we're talking minuscule amounts.
Kind of silly.
Yeah.
It's within the margin of error. I mean, basically the same amount of people watch the show, and it, it could be a situation where the numbers are so low that it could be volatile from week to week, and we still could get the big drop. I suspect that this is just their audience. Mm-hmm. I think this is where they live, and and We're going to have really dumb comparisons to Collision every week that nobody cares about, and away we go. So they're below the station average. They're obviously not going to get above the station average if this is their starting point. And now we just wait to see if the more details will emerge on this deal. We don't know if this is, with all these 6-month contracts they're signing and 3-month contracts that they're signing people to, this could be a short-term, try it and see if you like it TV deal. I think there's a decent chance that they're off this channel before the summer. I don't think that's impossible. I'm not saying I know anything because I don't, but I'm saying that's definitely a possibility here. Don't you think if they had like a 5-year deal or something that they'd be touting that?
Say that they had it. Yeah, the fact that they're not saying anything. And TNA is getting very good at, especially through people like Mike Johnson or whatever, getting news out there. That's why Elena Black signing became a news story this week, even though we already knew she was signed. And yeah, exactly. And why every time someone signs a new contract now, whether it be Hometown Man or Bear Bronson or Ash, it's reported and passed around and stuff. They get it now. They now understand the PR game in a way they probably didn't in years past. They tried. The John Gaborik era, the Bram has been re-signed. They tried it, but everybody laughed at them because that's what we did at that time. Now the media just kind of plays along with everything that these wrestling promotions do. Like back in the day when the Bram thing was going on, people just laughed at it. The people were like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you already signed Bram. You signed him 3 times this year. You can't keep signing Bram. You've already had Bram. Another, you signed him to an extension, you re-signed him, and you extended his contract all in the course of 4 months. Like, you can't, what is it? It can't be an extension, a re-sign, and an extension. Like, what's happening? This guy's just signed forever. But we all laughed at it. Like, but now it's like an official story. Oh, Elena Black has officially signed with TNA, and it's like, oh no, it's a story because like there's a video of her signing a contract or whatever. It's stupid. So they get it. They get the PR aspect of this. So that's to your point. Like, if they signed a pretty good money deal and it was for 5 years, we would know that, right? We would know that it's X amount of years or whatever. They'd be shouting from the rooftops. And the fact that we don't know that, definitely leads me to have some questions about, what's going on, how long it's for. What
am I imagining Dave Meltzer saying something about a 3-year deal?
I was going to say, I thought that was getting bandied about, but again, that didn't get really picked up or amplified very much either, which I think, again, would make you think. And sure, a 3-year deal is one thing, but without knowing.
There's an option.
Yeah, we don't know if there's options. We don't know if there's outs either.
What if you have to hit a certain threshold by May to trigger the 3? You know what I mean? We don't.
Yeah, or ad dollars too. And that's something that with the new, the big data, whatever the fuck ratings, like ad rates have to be shit for wrestling right now because overnight wrestling just got plummeted. It just destroyed, especially in the 18 to 49 in all these demos and in total viewers or whatever. So I can't imagine ad rates are very good right now. So, yeah, I do wonder if it's, like you said, a certain threshold of viewers or a certain threshold of ad rates. Because for AMC, if we can make more money showing a replay of an old movie than we would splitting ad money with you guys for your live show, that we're, then we're good. We're out of here.
Which is why it's important that it's not doing the network average.
Right. It's still below the network average. Yeah.
Because if they can put a movie on in prime time on Thursday nights that's going to do better than the wrestling, they don't have to split those ads with anybody. Mm-hmm. Assuming this is an ad split. Or if it's not an ad split, they don't have to pay for media rights. They could just put now you have to pay for the rights to the movie, but that's a lot cheaper.
Yeah, and these stations now, I mean, my God. I mean, if you go watch cable, like TNT just shows the 3 Star Wars movies every day forever. The first 3 Star Wars movies are on every fucking day on TNT. They probably paid one lump sum, which is probably a hefty lump sum, and now they just play it every fucking day in perpetuity.
But it's less than sports media rights.
Oh God, yes.
Point.
Oh God, yes.
So and then so whether it's an ad split or but the point is, Silva was very cagey when he's been asked about the deal, and if he had a chance to peacock and brag about the potential deal, then he wouldn't be as cagey as he's being, which makes you think it's not so hot of a deal. And why would they get a great deal doing 60,000 viewers on Access TV? They wouldn't. So, it'll be interesting to see if they stay at this level, how this all plays out. Because you remember Destination America, when they brought ROH on, at the same time that TNA was on Destination America. Remember, that was a weird, They were only on a couple months. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
They brought ROH on, and it was like they had the wrestling block for a while, and then ROH just stopped. They stopped airing it after. So sometimes you get these short-term, trial deals, and so I just my instincts, my gut is telling me that that's what this is.
I don't know if you noticed this. This is out of the wrestling realm, but it's relevant discussion with the sports media thing that we've been talking about. Did you see the news making the rounds earlier this week about UFC, their first Paramount Plus? They did a debut broadcast on Saturday on Paramount Plus, and obviously Paramount paid a lot of money. We're going to talk about that in a second. And they were sending it out to the world that they got 1 million new subscribers for the UFC show. They had a Paramount. Dane Glasgow, the Paramount Chief Product Officer, said it was the second largest day of signups ever for its streamer and the second most streamed sporting event in the history of Paramount Plus.
Yeah, but they don't have any sports rights,
right?
Like, what does that even mean? Like,
also, here's the thing: Paramount costs, I don't know, between $8 and I think it's like $10 or whatever per month or whatever. I don't have Paramount Plus because there's nothing on there, and I would never.
Right.
Ever. So okay, they signed up 1 million people for the first UFC event. Okay, 1 million new people said, "Whoa, I got to make sure I have Paramount Plus so I can watch this UFC event." Joe, do you recall how much Paramount is playing UFC for the rights?
Well, let's say it's $15 a month for Paramount Plus.
Okay.
Let's be generous.
Let's do that. Let's do $14.99 for the non-ad. I don't want any ads.
I did the math already.
$15.
It's easy math.
Okay.
So it would be, if they added 1 million subscribers and those people stay for 12 months, they've added $180 million in revenue this year.
Okay, so it's $180 million of those people everybody that signed up to watch UFC day one.
If they all stay for a year.
And they all stay the entire year. They all stayed for the entire year at $15,
so
which is probably the highest end. Yeah.
It's very easy math. It's $15 times 1 million. So that's $15 million a month, right? Mm-hmm. Times 12 months. It's very simple.
Yep.
I know you're horrible with the math.
Yeah, thank you.
So that if every one of those million people stay the whole year, they have netted $180 million in additional revenue.
Well, that's great. Because they are paying UFC $1.1 billion a year.
Oh, okay.
I'm not very good at math, Joe, but I think 1.1 billion is a lot more than 180 million. Am I right?
Well, by a percentage basis, Rich Craich, it would be 16% of 1.1nt billion.
How are ad rates? Are ad rates good? Do you think ad rates can make up the
I will say this.
$800 million deficit?
Well, let me say this. I watched the UFC this weekend on Paramount Plus.
You have Paramount Plus. Interesting.
And yeah, we already had it. I told you, I just get everything. So
what are you watching on Paramount Plus, though?
I don't watch anything on Paramount.
I was going to say, I don't even know what, to be honest, I don't even know what's on Paramount Plus. So
the Taylor Sheridan shows.
I know that. Are you a big fan? I knew you were a big fan of Yellowstone and the universe. So
my wife watches Yellowstone.
Okay.
I don't watch any of them. Everyone tells me to watch Tulsa King. I will eventually. What was I saying? Oh, so I did watch the UFC on Paramount Plus. The other thing I do with Paramount Plus sometimes is if there's an NFL game on CBS, I will sometimes opt to watch it on Paramount Plus for the superior picture quality of the stream. I do that sometimes. Anyway, that UFC show, Rich, you couldn't cram another ad on that fucking thing. There were so many fucking ads on that UFC show. It was unbelievable. So they're scratching and crawling to make that money back. Obviously, when they're only adding, because listen, the first event is going to be the biggest wave of subscriptions that they're ever going to get. Okay. And they only added $180 million and they are deep in the fucking hole with that. What'd you say per year? 1.1 billion.
Yeah. It is a 7.7 billion 7-year deal.
Yeah. Yeah. So not great, but we knew that they weren't going to make that money back.
No, that was an absurd deal. That is one of those deals that when it signed, everybody in sports media said, what are these idiots doing? And WBD, I don't know if you remember, they cited it as a reason they didn't want to get bought by Paramount.
Right.
They were like, these motherfuckers are dumb as hell. They paid UFC $7.7 billion.
They just burned $8 billion.
Yeah, no. Do not let them buy us.
Back.
Don't let them use more debt to buy us because they're fucked. They're not going to make that money back ever.
They'll add more subscribers. They'll trickle in for the UFC, but the first month is obviously the big wave. That's their biggest wave.
Yeah, that windfall is not coming. That windfall is not coming.
That is the win. The 1 million is the windfall.
We've seen.
That's the UFC fans who say, "All right, I need my UFC." They're in already. Now you're just gonna get a trickle. It's bad. Yeah, she watches Yellowstone. She watches Landman. I don't think she watches Tulsa King. That's all we use it for.
I think one time there was like a new Reno 911 movie, and I think I watched. I got Paramount Plus to watch it there. I believe Reno 911 is on Paramount Plus. So,
yeah, I don't know. I just fucking get everything, and then I claim it on my taxes.
I do the opposite. I cancel everything, and then I get it back one by one if I want it. It's quite refreshing. I recommended it to a couple people on our Discord. Just do it one day. It feels really good. Just cancel all these things, and then you realize. I never use that because then it took forever. We have only gotten like 1 or 2 of them back. Like Netflix, we got back very recently, and I'll tell you, we'll actually talk about it here when we talk about Collision. But we had Netflix for years, and I just canceled it, despite the fact that I watch Raw every single week on Netflix, of course. But other than that, we just canceled it. We didn't need it for like 6 months, and like the nurse would be like, "Oh, I want to watch this on Netflix," and I was like, well, we don't have it anymore. And she goes, whatever. Like you don't realize like how easy it is to just go, "Oh, all right, well, we don't have it, so forget it. It's fine. I don't really want to watch it that bad." I
fully realize that I don't need any of them,
but you like it.
I like knowing I have them in case I want to watch something on it, or someone in the house wants to watch something on it. And the other thing is, they're all tax write-offs anyway, so I don't know. It's easier just to keep them rather than just bounce back and forth and then go back.
Your tax write-offing your Paramount. I guess we just talked about it here, so there it is. You're right.
UFC, I could fucking. They don't. Fuck them. Fuck the IRS. They don't need to know. I claim them all. What are they gonna do? They're gonna audit me. What are they gonna do, Rich? Are they gonna audit me and determine, sir, there was no wrestling on Hulu in 2021? Okay, you got me. What do I owe you? Do I owe you $180 now? Whatever. I write them all off. That's probably horrible tax advice, but I don't care. It's pennies. They're going to come at me for the pennies. I'm not cheating them out of hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Do you do the fun thing where you spend hours and hours and hours writing everything off, and then it's just like, standard deduction's best for you? And I'm like, okay, great. That was fun. That happened 1 year for me.
No.
Yeah, you're well over the standard deduction.
If you do this shit, you'll see it come off. You will.
Oh no, I do. No, there was 1 year where I did it all, and they were like, just standard deduction's fine for you, but not that is. It's been the opposite for a while now.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yes.
All right, so
tax time. Tax time.
God,
I just got my wife's W-4. She left it on my laptop this morning.
That's you. That's all you, brother.
So that's all me, brother. Yeah,
I get the same thing. Yeah, I get the. Here you go. She now just leaves the house. That's like a day now where I just tell her it's some Saturday and I just go leave the house. Just get out of here. It's tax day, so just go.
I don't do it all in one sitting anymore. I split it up.
That's probably a smarter way to do it.
Like I start it, I enter, and then I'm like, I'll come back.
That is the benefit of and this is great radio, by the way. 2 old white guys talk about doing their taxes. It's really fun radio. But I'm a TurboTax guy now, and it's a lot easier just to like. Much easier. Last year I did do that. It was taking too long, and I just stopped. And then it took me like 5 more days to finish it, and I was like, it's fine. It knows where I left off, and it's very easy to figure out where I left off. So.
Yeah, it picks up right where it saves everything, So I don't burn a whole day on it. I'll burn 15 minutes a day on it. Doesn't take that long anyway. People complain. I don't find it that hard. It's just it's annoying.
It's just it's just arduous. Yeah,
it's annoying. It's annoying, arduous, and then I hate hitting that button to send them the money.
Yes,
that's the worst part. I mean. Back when I was getting money.
That's been a long time ago, but yes.
I loved doing my taxes.
Oh, it was great. Yeah, free money.
I looked forward to it. I didn't find it difficult. And I used to listen, I used to do the handwritten shit with the form from
Absolutely.
from the
Absolutely.
library.
Yep. I used to go to the library and get my form. It was great.
And I didn't find it difficult. It tells you what to do. All the charts are there. The schedules are there. You just find you drag your finger down and find the fucking number. I don't understand why people find it difficult. But when I was getting money back, I would skip down to the fucking library or the post office to get the form and do my taxes. That was a great day. Now it's not hard to do, especially with these tax programs. It's very easy. They do everything for you. They walk you through every question. They make sure that you don't miss anything. It's impossible to miss anything, right? It's just I don't like slapping that button to send them amount of money every fucking year.
Right.
I can't fucking take it. It's so painful. You know, I feel like as an entertainer, I should be exempt from paying taxes. That's how I feel about it. I don't know how you feel about it, Rich.
I agree. Joe, I agree. As a fellow entertainer,
I provide a service
Yeah.
to the people, and I think that should be rewarded.
and I think
by,
Patreon subscriptions are donations to our
They should be
entertainment fund. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know how.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I don't know how that would work. That'd probably fuck us worse.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
So you're saying we'd have to be like a non-profit charity or something? That's not
right. Yeah.
Listen, I bend the rules on my taxes, Rich, but I don't know if I can pull that one off.
Yeah.
That one would be.
Look at this humble brag from Sajizzle. It gets complicated if you have a lot of investments. Okay, buddy. All right.
No, but it doesn't
Hey.
because it still walks you through them.
Yeah,
And I have plenty of investments myself. It doesn't. You just punch the fucking numbers in. You don't even have to do in the old days. You had to do the fucking math on the form yourself. You had to have
Right, you had to have like 8 schedules ready to go and a bunch of 10. You need this 10 form and that 10 and that form. Yeah.
And if you are dumb and you can't figure out, like you could say if you click I'm not sure, it then the program basically goes, okay, let's start back, and then they walk you through everything anyway. Like you can't fuck it up. It's impossible to fuck it up. So it's just annoying sending the money. Can't stand it. Quite frankly, I should be in the 0% tax bracket. That's the tax bracket I believe that that I belong in. So
maybe next year. Next year.
No, it's getting worse, Rich. It's not getting better. It's getting worse. It continues to get worse. Don't get me started. Let's tap some signs and move on to
Voices of Taxes. Let's talk about Collision, because that's the reason why I got
Collision
Netflix last weekend, because AEW Collision was on Saturday. 253,000 viewers and a 0.02 in the 18 to 49. So that is down from last week in terms of the total viewers, 7%, and down 33% in 18 to 49. But obviously, like you're talking about, it's 0.03 or 0.03 to 0.02 or whatever. But Collision was in a tough spot on Saturday. It was against UFC. It was against Saturday Night's Main Event. And it was against Skyscraper Live, which I was watching live. So I was one of these Skyscraper Live viewers. So that's why I had to get Netflix again. So
they were going up against the UFC and
Saturday Night's Main Event.
And Saturday Night's Main Event. So they knew they were going to get slaughtered last week. You know, that always happens when they go up against WWE and the UFC, because it was a novelty UFC where it was the first time on the new service. Even I watched, and I haven't watched UFC in years. And by the way, UFC stinks. I used to love the UFC. I used to get paid to cover the UFC many, many years ago. That show fucking stunk. That sport has gone right in the fucking shitter. Couldn't be more boring. Now, from what I understand, it wasn't considered a great card until the main event. But I didn't even love the main event, to be honest. It's just so dry now. There's nothing.
I can't imagine, because I used to find it dry even in the days when you all loved it. So I can't even imagine what it's like now.
It's dull as fucking dishwater. The presentation, there's no energy. It just feels like it has no energy. There was so much more energy when Mike Goldberg was the play-by-play guy, and it's just the whole thing is just dry. It's just dry. That was the word I kept coming up with. I'm like, this is dry. I never want to watch this again. This stinks, and I probably will never watch again. But I had nothing else going on Saturday, so I threw it on. I don't know.
Hey, you didn't watch the Skyscraper Live or no?
I did. We watched it. We were in the fucking chat all talking about it. I had that on, and then I put the fucking UFC on. I watched the guy.
Okay. Yeah.
I watched him climb the building. That was a piece of cake for him.
It was, and I try to let people know that this dude climbs things that are much harder and obviously it's tough because he's on the top of a fucking skyscraper and it's windy but he climbs stuff that's harder like every day. So this was a cakewalk for him. It was basically a ladder. He was basically just climbing up a ladder.
Yeah, a ladder is repeated, fucking. What's the word I'm looking for? Architecture. It's just the same thing over and over. It's very...
Now, climbing up a ladder for an hour straight, that'd be tiring, no doubt about it. But yeah, he climbs things that are way harder on like a daily basis, or whatever. But it's a good gimmick. Yeah. It's a good gimmick, and I thought Seth was good in it. My wife did not like Seth Rollins on the broadcast. She kept saying Seth was interrupting Alex, but I thought Seth was a good straight man. I thought, because he was just like, this is ridiculous. What's he doing? Like it's just he's thinking what we're all thinking. Like what the fuck?
Right.
This is fucked.
Well,
this is insane. Yeah,
it was stressful when he'd be like in front of a window and there's people like with their phones recording him.
Yeah, waving and waving signs at him and shit. And I'm like, let the guy climb a fucking mountain. He's climbing a skyscraper.
That's when it was stressful because he would like let go with one hand and wave, and I'm like, don't do that. What are you doing? Like that's the worst way to go if you're fucking posing for a fucking cell phone picture and there's a faux pas. That's not what you want here. Fuck these people. And then my wife was like, what if some maniac just starts banging on the window because they want him to fall? I'm like, yes, this is ridiculous. Why are there people inside this building?
Yeah, I would have gotten people away from the windows. I was also very surprised that so many people were allowed to just be at the windows and making noise. And
I was very anxious about that.
Yeah.
One lunatic could have fucking killed him. So, that was the only the actual physical act of him climbing. It's like, oh, all right, he's got this. That wasn't stressing me at all. The other thing too is every time he climbed up to a new level, there was like a platform beneath him.
Yeah.
Based on he may not have even died if he fell, because he only would have fell at like 20 or 40 feet. Yeah, he would have got fucked up for sure. But it's not like he would have went tumbling down to the street, because the way the building was set up, every 80 or 100 feet or whatever, there was like a landing.
Right.
And then he would start again. So like if he falls, he's going to fall on that landing as opposed to like splatting on the fucking street in front of a cab. So there was a little less danger to it from that standpoint too. But then when he got all the way to the top and he's like standing on top of the fucking needle, I'm like, fuck that.
Yeah, doing a selfie. Yeah, doing a selfie on the top.
You're like, what the fuck? This guy's out of his fucking mind.
Yeah, he is.
But I guess he's just used to like, they'll just camp out on the side of a fucking mountain. They'll just
they sleep. Yeah, they sleep on the side of the mountain. Yeah.
They sleep on the side, and they fucking.
The nurse is like, that's one of the things I would love to do in my life, and I'm like, you couldn't. There is no amount of money you could possibly. Even if we were 20 feet up in the air, I'd be like, fuck off. I'm not sleeping on a camp like a
tent drilled into the side of a fucking rock.
Get out of here.
And they're eating like their oatmeal and they're changing their fucking socks. I'm like, these people are.
They're insane.
There's something wrong. There's something wrong with their brains. It's just not. Yeah,
it is. Yeah, and when I say that, everybody gets mad at me. But I'm like, the climber. I'm like, no, you guys are irrational. I'm the rational one. Humans are meant to be afraid of this. And guess what? I know that because the fucking startle reflex. The baby goes nuts. Like his idea is, oh my god, I'm falling all the time. Baby goes what? They think they're gonna. I'm like, I'm telling the nurse. I'm like, there. The baby's instinct is, well, shit, I'm falling. Like, no, that's the natural human behavior is to go, whoa, that's fucked. I'm falling. I don't want to fall. Nobody wants to fall. You guys are the weirdos, not me.
Right. You don't have that built-in. You're supposed to have that built-in fear in you.
Yes.
Like this Alex Honnold or whatever his name is, there's something wrong with his brain. I'm not saying like he's a bad person, but he doesn't have that thing that you're supposed to have.
Right, and I think they've tested his brain, and like the fear instinct doesn't fire in his brain like it does for us.
Right. And and then on top of that, like obviously he has incredible core strength, and he's in stamina, and he's obviously an incredible athlete, and the physical side of it I have a ton of respect for. I mean, you have to. He doesn't gas, which is incredible. He's like, oh yeah, I'm getting a little tired, and then just jumps up on the next fucking rung and pulls himself up.
It's hot. I'm a little tired, but it's fine.
But yeah, it's the least that these people can do is admit that there's something's missing from what they're supposed to have as a human. You have to have that fear. That's what keeps us alive. We're supposed to have that.
Correct.
In our, you know what I mean? So, like you're saying, with your baby, where your baby is like, your baby has that.
Yeah, the baby's got a fear of falling. If you don't swaddle him properly, he wakes up in the middle of the night because he thinks he's falling. And he goes, ah! He tries to catch himself. It's natural. So I'm the natural one. Yeah. You are the weirdos, not me.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
My fear of heights is very reasonable and rational. So,
yeah.
Anyway, that was Collision. Yeah, it's being on Saturdays. It's always going to be tough, and I know there's
Collision was good this week. It was a really good show.
Yeah, it's Collision's almost always a pretty good show, and I know there's a lot of people that get like weird about Collision and the numbers that Collision gets or whatever. We always say it's like it's TNT, and they're probably not paying much at all for it, and yeah, those numbers aren't great, but as far as getting live sports on a Saturday, I think TNT would take that over moving it to a Thursday or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. The thing with the wrestling ratings, with the new polling, I'm just not. It's hard for me to really assess any of it. Like, obviously, Impact is new, so we all have eyes on that, and we want to see how it's going to do. But I've lost a lot of interest in the Dynamite and Collision ratings and the SmackDown ratings because SmackDown does like 890,000 viewers now.
Yeah,
What?
it's well under a million now.
Yeah, like a 0.22, and it's like, I don't know what's going on with that. Why is it only affecting wrestling? That part doesn't make sense. So I'm kind of giving it a year or so because we can't even compare year over year.
You can't compare it. Yeah, you can't compare it to the previous.
So all of it's just so hard to break down and assess. So it's like, come find me in a year when I have something to at least compare it against. It's just so hard to analyze right now, which is, if people are wondering why I don't really talk about a lot of wrestling ratings as much as I used to, that's the reason. You know, this new big panel plus data or whatever. I don't know what to do with it. I don't know how to analyze it. I don't know how real it is. I don't know have anything to compare it against. So I just don't find it interesting. But look, that's what the ad rates are going to be based on. So it's good. Everyone's going to take a hit. I think Meltzer was talking about that earlier today.
Oh, was he?
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, he was like, this is bad because, in wrestling's going to lose, somewhere around 20% of their advertising money, with what they've lost in the 18 to 49. He's talking about SmackDown specifically. And who knows if it's accurate or because it's all fucked up and it only seems to be wrestling that's fucked up. The NFL championship games just did 50 million viewers. Doesn't seem to be affecting that.
No.
So.
All right, so that is Collision. That's ratings. I don't have anything else. Raw. All the wrestling ratings are kind of boring for me right now. So I'm kind of where you're at with it.
Just Impact. Impact's the one that you're keeping an eye on, and if it just stays at this level for another 3-4 weeks, all right. Well, that's where they live, and then that won't be interesting either.
I think the other ones aren't as interesting because there's no frame. Like we can't compare.
That's exactly.
We can't compare Dynamite from 3 years ago to today. I mean, there's just no point at all in doing that.
From last year.
Yeah, or even from last year, 6 months ago, we can't compare it. But we can compare Impact based week after week after week. So we're watching them on this new show, so we can kind of have a better idea where they're ebbing and flowing and where it's going. So yeah,
just contextless numbers in any form are worthless.
Yeah, right.
That's the point I'm trying to make. Like, there's no real context to these numbers we're seeing. We have nothing to bounce it against. So what am I really, what does it mean when SmackDown does 890,000 viewers? I don't know what it means. I don't know what it would have been a year ago if it was the same method. I don't know if it would have been less. I don't know if it would have been more. So it's hard.
All right, let's finish the show up with All Japan Pro Wrestling New Year Wars 2026. Night 4. Actually, real quick, before we do that, Battle Riot. MLW Battle Riot. So now that is happening tonight, but airing on February 5th. So unfortunately, we cannot watch it. That's going to have to be 2 weeks from now. It cannot be on next week's Flagship either because it's going to be airing on Thursday.
What is this 1987? What are they doing? Like, why? First of all, why isn't it live? And second of all, why isn't it tomorrow if it's not live?
I don't know. It's very weird. Yeah, I don't know why we're waiting until next week to do this. I don't know what they're avoiding this week. And one of the things about this, and maybe I know what they're avoiding this week, but then I would also question why is this happening at all? Why does MLW think it's a good idea to do a 40-man battle royal the same weekend as the Royal Rumble?
That's a good point.
And then I was like, are Battle Riots always the weekend of Royal Rumble? Because I feel like I'd be so fucking annoyed if I had to watch the Royal Rumble and then turn on MLW and it's another fucking Royal Rumble. And then I looked, and all the previous Battle Riots have been other times of the year. 2018 was July. 2019 was April. 2021 was July. 2022 was June. 2023 was April. 2024 was June. And 2025 was April. Why are we getting another Battle Royal in January? Nobody. Imagine we're going to watch the Royal Rumble, and then 4 days later, you have to watch MLW's Royal Rumble. I'm good. After two WWE Royal Rumbles, I'm good.
Do you think that's why they're delaying it?
I think maybe, but I don't know if February fits any better than. I mean, I'd almost think it'd be better to do it this week. right now and say, hey, we're the first one that get out of the gates, because, God, it's going to be fucking horrible to have to watch this thing.
As long as you do it before the Royal Rumble, it shouldn't be too, because you're first.
Right.
You're not like, I could see not wanting to do it after the Royal Rumble, because then maybe wrestling fans will be like, I just watched something like, I watched 2 of those a few days ago. But if they would have just aired it live tonight, there is no burnout yet. Right? So, but doing it next week, then you're doing it after. It's airing. When did you say it's airing? The 5th?
The 5th, next Thursday.
So they're delaying it a week. I really don't get it.
It's very weird.
It is strange. I would think they'd want to air it before the Royal Rumble, not after the Royal Rumble. But I don't know.
So there's some spoilers, but I'm not going to get through all those. But it's a 40-man.
Well, yeah, I don't even want them anyway. I would like to watch it.
Yeah.
But what are the other matches other than the...
So they announced Templario and Kushida was the other match. Now, I know that other ones have happened, so let me... I can give you the other matches. I won't give you results, but I'll give you...
I saw Trevor Lee versus Austin Aries.
That sounds awesome, by the way.
It does.
Let's see here. Everything looks like it's going to be a spoiler, so I'd rather not even look at it. So
then.
yeah,
yeah. So I guess
Gallus is in. I know you're interested in that. The whole crew, Coffee,
Gallus in.
Coffee, and Wolfgang. Both Coffees and the Wolfgang.
Why would I be interested in that?
You loved Gallus.
Boil your head in oil and the badgers nadgers. No. You arse
Yeah,
piece.
boil your arse.
Badgers, whatever the fuck.
I think boil your arse, you badgers nadgers, or whatever. Wasn't that it, or something? Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe there's a Scott in the fucking chat that can clarify that. Yeah, because that'll be the same night that we're doing this again.
Yeah. So it's gonna be a couple weeks till you get your MLW Battle Riot.
Pain in the balls. Don't they realize we're the only people that cover them?
I know, and they've made it very
us?
inconvenient for us. Very inconvenient for us. Yeah.
Very inconvenient.
And again, having to watch another Royal Rumble after watching 2 Royal Rumbles is going to fucking stink. So,
if only there were 2 of these flagships every week.
Yeah. That's a good idea. Should think about that. Maybe we will. Maybe we'll think about that. Talk about it. 2 flagships in a week, huh?
I don't know. I just thought of that.
Huh.
Maybe there should be something like that to handle situations
flagships in
such
a
as
week.
this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could work.
Maybe.
But when and how?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Probably. I don't know. Let's say you had a paywall of some type.
Okay. Like a Patreon, flagship.patreon.com or something like that.
Something like that. Maybe that could work. Mm-hmm. Just spitballing.
Interesting. I like where your head's at. I like where your head's at there.
Yeah.
Anyway. Impossible. Cannot happen. Right?
I think it can.
Oh, it can.
happen.
Yeah, maybe it could. Yeah, maybe it could. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah, Tuesday seems like a good day. All Japan Pro Wrestling New Year Wars 2026. Night 4. Now, I was planning on watching most of the show, but then I had to take my damn dog to the vet. But I did watch the main event, so I can talk about the main event. Unfortunately, I did not watch the rest of the show. So, do you want me to lead you through it? Did you watch the rest of the show? What do you got for New Year Wars 2026?
Wait, so how much of this did you watch?
I watched only the main event, unfortunately.
Well, then let's start there.
Okay. Kento Miyahara versus Talos. Triple Crown title match. You're not going to believe this, but Kento Miyahara did defeat Talos. Talos is not the new Triple Crown champion. But I got to admit, Joe, I thought this was actually kind of fun. Now, I don't want to watch Talos go for the title all the time. I don't want to see Kento Miyahara always wrestle big giants that just scream and do shoulder blocks. It was kind of fun to have a big man just scream and do shoulder blocks and go for this. It was a different look for the Triple Crown. Again, I don't want
a different kind of Triple Crown match. Is what it was. And they worked it in a way that matched the build. The build was Talos at every turn being too big for Kento Miyahara, almost to the point of comedy, but they didn't make a complete farce out of the angles. He tried to stomp on his feet to try to
Talos was like, he was wrestling like a 1984 like big man, which I loved. I don't know where he learned this, because he's like a PC guy or whatever. I don't know. Maybe they taught him this in the PC. But
he was at the PC.
He was at the PC he was a basketball player, and then he was at the PC for 2 years or something like that.
I only know him from the NWA.
Yeah. No, he was
Kill.
he was a PC guy, and then went to the NWA after that, which I actually just found out pretty recently, because he doesn't have any tendencies of performance center like he strikes me as a guy who learned wrestling from, like, I don't know who the fuck, trained him, like Harley Race trained him or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like one of those guys, because he's got a lot of old school tendencies in the way he approaches it and the way he works and all that. Like, he doesn't strike me at all as a PC guy. Maybe that's why they got rid of him as quickly as they did. But yeah, he was a PC guy for a number of years. And
okay, that's news to me.
Yeah. He he was a basketball player of some measure. I forget what. He might fit into your basketball players don't make good wrestlers thing, but he's
7 feet tall.
Yeah, yeah. He makes it work. Like in this match, basically, like you said, it was a lot of big man spots, like a big old school big man spots. But then he would like do a shoulder block and he'd go like roar. And then he would did the thing where his hands were always like Giant Gonzalez would always do, where he'd put his hands in the air and be like, "I'm so tall. Look how tall I am," or whatever. He just like there was something weird. There was something charming about it. It was just, I don't know. I was like, this guy's kind of fun. This Talos is kind of fun. You've been putting him over since he popped up in hell NWA. I think you put him over.
Well, yeah, my thing with the NWA when he was there is, why is he in a tag team with Daisy Kills, and why isn't at Billy? You have this 7-footer who has a decent look. He's not completely immobile, and you're the fucking NWA. This is the kind of person you should be pushing to get some attention, right? I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know if he's going to catch on. I don't know if people are going to care about him, but he's 7 feet tall. And you somehow ended up with him, but he never did anything meaningful with him. And he pops up in All Japan, and he has the tag team with Ren Yabe, and they're like these like double giant tag team, and they have the tag team titles right now, and they built them up for this title match in Chiba. And when I previewed this a couple weeks ago on Flagship Plus, if you look at the recent history of running Chiba. In 23, they ran a triple crown. They usually run a triple crown match every year in Chiba. They ran 23. They ran Yuma Aoyagi and Suwama, and they drew 1,038 fans. In 2024, they ran a champion carnival show that drew 758. And last year, they ran a triple crown match with Saito versus Yuma Anzai that drew 1,012 fans. And they booked Talos in a triple crown match this year against Kento Miyahara, and they topped every one of those numbers and did 1,057. Did they crush the previous numbers? No. Was it in the same neighborhood? Yes. But is it still the high watermark in this building that they run pretty much every year? Yeah. So I think there's something to be said for that. This could have bombed, is my point, because it's Talos, right? It's not. So what they did was what problem does All Japan always run into with a new Triple Crown champion? They run out of challengers in like 4 months because there's not a lot of guys there's only so many top guys. Well, this was a nice placeholder title defense against a different kind of challenger, and it drew. It drew better than they typically draw in that building in Chiba. So from that standpoint, it was a success. Whatever they did worked. People showed up for it. It's not like they threw their hands and said, "I'm not coming to watch this. What the fuck is this? This is a gimmick match." No, they came out for it. And, Kento sold most of the way. I mean, he just took a beating from the guy, and then he just made a very brief comeback. And he hit the fucking straight jacket German on a 7-foot guy, and it was over.
Yeah.
Look, this isn't going to fill anybody's notebooks. It's not going to be in the match of the year countdown next year. None of that. We're all going to forget about this match. But I enjoyed it for what it was. And I'm looking at Cage Match now, and it was 22 minutes. And fuck me, because it felt like it was about 14 minutes.
It did not feel like 22 minutes at all. It went by very quick.
And that's what Kento Miyahara. Kento Miyahara is the master of his matches never dragging. No matter how long his match is, it feels like it was 10 minutes.
He always hits the peak and the end very perfectly. Like I never feel like I'm watching the peak. Like a lot of guys have that match where the peak happens and then the match goes on for 10 more minutes, and you're bored and you're annoyed and you're like, all right, we already saw the peak. Like, let's finish this up. Go home, guys. But yeah, he never does that.
Show that I'm going to talk about. But yes, absolutely. But his matches always feel efficient, no matter how long they are. It's always been one of his strengths. So, yeah, I thought the match was a lot of fun. And did a challenger come out? Because I got the fuck out of there pretty quickly.
Jun Saito.
I don't know.
Jun Saito came out afterwards.
Jun Saito came out. All right, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that.
I don't want to watch that again. I feel like I've seen that a lot. But here's the All Japan problem. All Japan
You're
Pro.
gonna get
else?
it eventually anyway.
Right. Like,
so
who do you want to come out?
yeah, exactly. So, and he beat Cyrus earlier in the show. So that makes a lot of sense that he'd come out, and his brother was on comms watching it, I think. So, yeah, I don't have a problem with that. I mean, you're going to get the same guys. Like, you got Talos, but now you're going to get the same run of guys that you always get. That's just the way it is until, hopefully they work Go Shiozaki back into the mix here. Now I was disappointed because I thought Go was starting to get away from the face paint and the stupid Havoc gear on the New Year's show and everything, but it was right back to that on this show. Now I think that they're going to go after the tag team titles, him and Satoru Ashino, because they beat Daisuke Sekimoto and Kengo Mishimo, who are outsiders, even though Sekimoto's working all the shows now. So that felt like the kind of match where it's going to springboard them to a tag team title shot. That's how it felt to me, just from being a veteran wrestling watcher. The junior title changed hands. Siego Tachibana defeats Atsuki Aoyagi. This match, now this is the opposite of Kento Miyahara. It was 27 minutes long, and it felt 47 minutes long. Just too many near falls, too many 2.9 kickouts. Tell your fucking story and get in and get out. It was just too much. They just tried too hard to have a great match. It didn't get there, and it was just too long. And I lost my patience with it, and I just didn't like it. So, the complete opposite of what we ended up getting in the main event. And as I said, Jun Saito beat Cyrus. And I love what they've done. Look, I'll say this about All Japan. They didn't have a great year last year, but they've really made the most out of guys that were on nobody's radar. Cyrus was first, obviously. He's been there a couple years now. And now with Talos, I think Talos is a legitimate addition.
I do. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I thought after this match now, he's a guy that you can keep in that mix, that the next guy who beats Kento, Talos can face that next guy. If Yuma Anzai eventually beats Kento and wins the title back, like Talos Yuma, like he entered that mix already. And that's cool. I like that.
Yeah, for sure. It's, so I'm trying to find this whole time I've been looking, I can't find my fucking notes. I mean, I just watched it today though, so I don't really,
well, if you want a second, I got some fun facts about our man Zechariah Smith, the current Talos. I found his class, his PC class. You'll enjoy this. So his class was January 2020. January 2020 is when he came in, his PC class. Sidney Akim, the future Reggie, was part of that class. Jake Atlas was part of that class.
Wow.
Yeah. Mercedes Martinez, the future Ivy Nile, and AJ Francis.
That's a cursed class.
That is not a great class.
Let's go down that. So Top Dollar didn't make it.
Reggie didn't make it. Jake Atlas,
whatever happened there.
Yep. Ivy's still there. Ivy Nile's still there, obviously.
Ivy Nile's still there, but not thriving.
Yeah. And Mercedes Martinez, she was... they released her, a year or two later after that? Yeah.
That didn't... Yeah, they looked at her birth certificate finally and said, hit the bricks. And Talos.
Yeah,
right?
who I never made it anywhere. He was basically fucked around there for 2 years. And
to the point I didn't even know he worked there.
Yeah.
What a cursed class that was.
He was also a Harlem Globetrotter, too, which he doesn't quite fit the vibe of what I thought your typical Harlem Globetrotter would be.
Just
but
did big man spots.
I'm sure.
Maybe
they don't have another big man? They got that dude?
I'll tell you what, though. Did you watch the VTR video before the match?
I did.
He's speaking perfect Japanese.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible. I don't know how he did that.
That's the other thing. Like, he was speaking perfect Japanese. Like, he was out there spitting in Japanese.
Because there's nothing in his background that makes... Because he's from McLeod, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
He went to Putnam City High School. I cannot imagine Putnam City High School in McLeod, Oklahoma had Japanese classes. He went to Morgan State, where he played college ball. And then he played for Howard College and then played for the Globetrotters. Yeah, I don't know when the fuck he decided to learn perfect Japanese, but good for him.
Going on these tours, he's putting the effort in. I mean, look,
good for him.
He sees it. Look, I can get over if I can learn the language. I can. And
he's not wrong. He's not wrong.
So the middle of this card was interesting because the Musashi Sieki Yoshioka match, I felt so bad for these guys because it was totally heatless. Nobody gave a fuck. They were working their asses off, and they were doing the thing where you could tell that they decided to start hitting each other hard to try to get the crowd into it.
Mm-hmm.
You know when
it
didn't work. It didn't work. Like they were chopping the shit out of each other, and they were dropping each other on their heads, and it was the best wrestling on the show. This Musashi Seiki Yoshioka match, and they could not get this crowd into it, and Musashi wins, and that spilled over because the Jun Saito Cyrus match didn't have any heat either. That was also heatless. And the problem with that match too was when June pinned him at the end, Cyrus couldn't get his shoulders down, and the referee knew it, and then he paused, and then he counted anyway.
Oh, the
so
worst.
The finish was a fucking mess. So the middle of this card kind of fell apart until the Go Shiozaki Satoru Oshino tag win. And then the junior title match would have been a great match if it was, 5 to 10 minutes shorter. But the top of the card, so they changed the 6-man tag titles. No one cares about those titles anyway, but they got them off of Hakuto Gun, which to me is a good thing.
Oh, thank God. Thank God.
So
anybody but those guys. Anybody but those fucking dorks.
The complete dichotomy of Hakuto Gun won them because it was Suwama, Hideki Suzuki, and my man Dan Tamura.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Who are just no nonsense.
Yeah.
They're just, so Light and Pop went down in this one. Okay, Light and Pop loses their trios titles, so hopefully I would like to see Takashi Yoshida just hit the fucking bricks, but I think he's there to stay. Obviously, the other two are roster members, but, they changed the 6-man belts, which, it doesn't matter who holds those, but I love Dan Tamura, and I wish they would push him. Dan Tamura is just a total throwback. He's still only 26 years old. He just comes out in the black tights and he never smiles and he beats people up.
Big chest, big shoulders, just, yeah.
And then the opener was interesting because you had Ayato Yoshida, who his career has just not gone the way anyone thought it was going to go. And he teamed with Ren Ayabe, Ryu Inoue, and Ryuki Honda, and they beat Naruki Doi, Rising Hayato, Shota Kofuji, and Yuma Anzai. Basically all the guys who weren't figured in to, the big show this month or whatever. But Ayato Yoshida is so interesting because he had all that potential in the world when he was working those New Japan, what was it called? Lionsgate or what were those fucking shows called?
Shit.
And he had the burgeoning rivalry with Shota Umino, and then they formed a tag team, and it was like they're going to be generational rivals. They're going to bring this guy in, and him and Shota Umino are going to be connected at the hip forever.
I think it was Lionsgate, if I remember correctly. I think
it may have been Lion. I think it was called the Lionsgate shows, where they would bring in young wrestlers from all the smaller promotions in Japan, and they would basically get stretched by the New Japan veterans.
Yeah, Yuji Nagata and all those dudes would just stretch them.
David Finley, Taka Michinoku, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, all those kind of guys would just basically stretch these young boys from the other promotions. But Ayato Yoshida, remember Dinosaur Takuma? Remember that dude with the fucking dinosaur tail? But the 2AW guys that would come in. But Ayato Yoshida really looked like a future star in the pro wrestling business in those days. He had the perfect look. He had size. He looked like someone. It was very clear New Japan was horny to hire this guy. They put him in a World Tag League, I think, teaming with Shota Umino, if I'm not mistaken. And then Taka Michinoku had his scandal where he was sexting people, whatever he was doing, whatever Taka does. So Taka did something stupid. He loses. He has to give up the Just Tap Out promotion. They rebrand as 2AW. And then when they did the rebrand and were under new ownership, they lost the New Japan relationship because the relationship was through Taka. So then the 2AW guys stopped working the New Japan shows, including Ayato Yoshida, who they very clearly were trying to steal. So he ends up back with 2AW, and then he's just basically spent his career there. Flash forward almost 10 years later now, because that was like 2016, 17, I think, right? Flash forward about 10 years, he's never left that little promotion. I did a little digging because I talked about this on a Flagship Plus when I was previewing this show, and someone said, oh, well, he doesn't leave the Chiba area because he's not a full-time pro wrestler. So I was interested in that, and I did some digging. It turns out he has a wealthy girlfriend.
Oh, hey, good thing to have. Good for him.
So he's got some kind of sugar mama in Chiba. And this is just internet rumors. I'm translating tweets. You know what I mean? So you know, and finding shit like on deep Reddit, you know, and it's like, but that seems to be the story where he found some wealthy girlfriend and he doesn't want to be a full-time wrestler, so he doesn't leave that area of the country. The other thing, Rich, I don't know if you've seen him wrestle. He has a completely different look now. He has slimmed out. He doesn't have like that.
And he's got the weird hair and weird body. I did not even realize it was the same guy. It took a while for me to realize it was that guy.
Yeah, he's got like this weird haircut with like shaved on one side.
He's got the Ace Austin haircut. He looks like Ace Austin from TNA. That sort of undercut. Yeah.
He's got the Ace Austin haircut. He's in good shape. Don't get me wrong, but he's super thin now.
He looks like good shape for a normal human being, not like wrestler shape.
He doesn't have he's going to survive a G1 tour build.
No.
And he used to have that. He used to be muscular and thicker. Not super muscular, but he was in New Japan dojo shape is really the shape he was in previously. And he had like a normal haircut and just looked like, oh shit, that's going to be the next, you know, he got good height. He's got to be 6 foot, 6'1", something like that. And I was like, they're going to sign him and he's going to be a top guy someday. And it was very clear they were positioning him with Shota Umino to be like rivals. And it just didn't work out that way. And I was stunned because I hadn't seen him wrestle in a long time. I was like, where is he? I couldn't even find him in the match. And I'm like, that's him now? What the fuck?
Right, yeah.
And his wrestling was fine, but it didn't do anything for me. Like, he's just a guy now.
Yeah.
And he used to be so good, but I mean, it happens in Japan a lot because there's other guys. Do you remember Hayato Tamura?
Of course, yeah.
From 0-1? And he kind of had like, he was doing like a knockout.
I loved him. Oh yeah, I love that dude. Yeah. He went to GLEAT for a little while.
He's in GLEAT now, I think.
Oh, is he still? I thought he left. But yeah,
you could be right. I don't.
Yeah, whatever. No, I thought that dude was going to be. He won a Fire Festival a couple years ago, and I remember being like, "That's the dude, man. That's the guy."
Champion.
Yeah,
he beat Chris Weiss for the title.
Oh, remember he come out in those suits and he looked like $1 million. I did a whole show where I just drooled over him.
He clearly patterned himself after Okada. He always looked to me like someone who was patterning himself after Okada.
Oh, he wore the biker shorts. He had the blonde hair.
Color, the blonde hair. He was very Okada coded in 0-1, but it was like, wow, 0-1 has a guy because this guy can be a future star, right? And if he ever gets out of 0-1, maybe he can make it. Well, he got out of 0-1 with one of the ownership changes, and he ended up in GLEAT, which is a fucking dead end. And you're telling me he's not even there anymore.
I guess he is still there. Yeah, I just looked. He just wrestled there last week, so he's still there.
But around that time, you had Hayato Yoshida, you had Hayato Tamura, and I'm like, these guys could be the future of these smaller companies, even if not New Japan. And both of them kind of just have done nothing. And it's a shame because they both had so much upside. And Hayato Yoshida's 33 years old now. That was Rich. That was 10 years ago.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
And I don't know how old Hayato Tamura is, but he's wasting his time in fucking GLEAT. But it's like, I was thinking about both of those guys when I was watching this match. And it's just so much is which dojo you end up with and who you break in with. And I think about Junya Matsunaga in 0-1 now, and he's another guy who has all the upside in the world. But if he never gets out of 0-1 and if 0-1 never grows, this is his future. A dead end where it's, he has to have a full-time job in a fucking office somewhere. And well, good luck with that haircut. And you wrestle the fucking weekends and it's a shame, but that's how it is. I mean, you're loyal to where you come in.
The loyalty, that's the biggest thing. The loyalty thing is it's like,
loyalty and it's hard to get in.
You just don't leave. Yeah. You get into a dojo and it's hard to get into a dojo. It's hard to pass the test for the dojo. So a lot of guys will go to lesser dojos or whatever and get in and then they kind of have to stay loyal to it. That's just kind of the way it goes. You can't be Hayato Tamura and go like, all right, I'm out. I'm going to go to New Japan. Like you can get there eventually, but it's a very, like you said, it's very sneaky the way it happens. And Yoshida was one of those guys that was, a very sneaky attempt to bring him in. Yuma Anzai, they tried. Trust me, New Japan and Yuji Nagata, they would love to have had Yuma Anzai in New Japan Pro Wrestling right now. And they kind of, Yuji Nagata put his arm around him and was like, but it's like, nah, he's going to stay with All Japan. That's what he came
but
up.
At least All Japan is a different level, at least, than fucking GLEAT or.
Oh, no, I agree. I'm just talking about how they tried to get.
Wanted him.
They
though,
wanted
sure.
it. Yeah. But you have to be sneaky about it. You can't just leave. You know what I mean? Like Sonata is a great example. When he left Wrestle One, he had to come to America and pretend for 3 months that he wanted to become an American wrestling star. And okay.
I think he did want to become an American wrestling star.
But did anybody in America want him to become a wrestling star in America?
Obviously not, because he got to Impact, and that's as far as he got. And then he came back, and remember, he backdoored it. He did that one tour for Big Japan.
Big Japan, yeah.
And then he showed up in New Japan. Yes, as someone pointed out, Just Tap Out is Taka's new promotion. It was Kaientai Dojo.
K-Dojo, yeah.
He had to abandon K-Dojo, and they changed the name to 2AW. And his new and then he formed Just Tap Out. So now there's Just Tap Out and 2AW, whereas before it was just Kaientai Dojo. But yes, it was Kaientai Dojo where Ayato Yoshida came from. So someone mentioned that in the chat, and I'll say that now before you start getting fucking messages on Twitter this week when people listen. But yeah, so, he didn't impress me either. And it's like, man, I was just thinking about how sad that is, because I think he really could have had a big career. But anyway, that was the opener, and that's the whole show. And
so I didn't miss much, it seems like, for the rest of the show.
No, you didn't miss much. I mean, look, I was entertained by the whole show. Just the junior title match went too long. The rest of it, while there wasn't anything great, it was in and out, and it was watchable, and I enjoyed my time watching it. I think All Japan is off to a good start. I think All Japan is off to a really good start this year, and it's much more encouraging than what we saw out of them last year.
From what I've seen, it does seem like things are a little bit more serious there. They seem to just be taking themselves a little bit more serious. I don't know what the fuck they were doing last year. I don't know what that was, but
they got off track. It just wasn't that good of a year. You had Hokuto Omori fucking goofing around with Takashi Yoshida. You had Yuma Aoyagi just decided wasn't taking himself seriously anymore. There was a lot of weird comedy on the shows. The working standard seemed to be turned down a little, where no one was trying as hard. It was exactly what Suwama said it was. It was light and pop. And look, I'm not going to say that they went out there on this show and reminded me of the 1992 Champion Carnival tournament. But
certainly not, yeah.
But it was not the tongue-in-cheek bullshit that encompassed a lot of their shows last year, which was a big turnoff. It didn't feel like a lot of that at all. It just felt like slightly better than replacement level pro wrestling, which is fine by me. So,
yeah, that's all I need. I just need wrestling that kind of takes itself somewhat seriously.
Yeah, I would like it to be really great. Sure. I'd like them to have a year like they had in whatever they had a good year in like 22 or 23, whatever year that was, where they had a really good year. I don't think it was 24. And then 25 obviously was bad. Mm-hmm. But I'll take this. I mean, I really wish Noah would, but that's
I think that's a loss.
Because the production and the roster, you really wish
everything in Noah's better, except for it just
just sucks.
It just fucking stinks. Yeah, I don't know the better. I don't know what's.
It's just American wrestling.
Yeah.
And it's such a shame, because they have everything else that you want. So if All Japan could just be competent, I'll take that.
Yeah, no, it's encouraging. I would say, from what I've seen, and it kind of extends to that show on the 31st. The New Year's show was a really good show. So I think it's kind of ridden that momentum, and Anzai being back probably helps a little bit too. To get All Japan back on track. But all right.
Yeah, Anzai's back, and you have Kento back with the title. And
yeah.
Those two things are going to go a long way.
For sure. All right. That is it for us. I got nothing else on my run sheet. I don't know if you got anything on yours.
Well, yeah, I do. We have to talk about the Patreon, because we have had more content come out in the last couple days. So, we tried to tell people that this is how it's going to be. I mean, there's basically Flagship pluses every single day. Okay. And then you got the Dynamite review. The Impact review is going to be tomorrow. Rich rolled out the Bruno Larry series, which I guess I should clear the floor for you to talk about that, but that's got nothing but rave reviews. So why don't you tell people about that?
Yeah.
And
so this is what I'm hoping is the first of many what I'm calling audio documentaries that we're doing on flagshippatreon.com. And I don't really think many other people are doing these, especially in this space. But what this whole idea is I'm just going to look at something and I'm going to do kind of a deep dive on it. And it's going to be a 2 to 3 hour audio documentary that's going to be on the Patreon, $5 tier for that. And Bruno versus Larry is all about the legendary 1980 feud between Bruno Sammartino and Larry Zbyszko. So we cover the story of, the origins of Larry Zbyszko, how he got into the business, a little bit about Bruno Sammartino, how they got together, and then, of course, what made Larry decide to ultimately turn on Bruno. And then the promos back and forth between the two, the chair shot that Larry did to Bruno, that kind of the chair shot heard around the world, or bloody Bruno Sammartino in the middle of the ring. And then, like I said, all the promos in between, all the build-up, and then eventually the blow-off in front of nearly 40,000 people at Shea Stadium. So we cover all that in just over 2 hours. And like I said, this is going to be something I'm planning on doing a lot of this year. These kind of audio documentaries about a certain topic, a certain feud, a certain promotion, a certain wrestler, whatever. Just kind of a big picture, deep dive into whatever that topic is, or whatever that wrestler is, or whatever that feud is. So this is the first of many. I got a couple of others that I have on a short list that I want to get done, but this is the first one I want to do. I promised people this last year as I was going through Tour of the Territories, and I was talking about Larry Zbyszko and the feud with Bruno, and I was like, you know what? I've never actually watched everything from that feud, so this was a chance for me to kind of learn a little bit. And the feedback's been great. Everybody really dig it. So you'll get many of these coming up very, very soon. So audio documentary, Bruno versus Larry, $5 tier, by the way, 2 hours or so, just on the legendary feud between Bruno and Larry Zbyszko.
Yeah, and everybody seems to say it's really great. I'm going to listen to it. I haven't yet. Here's everything that we've done since last week's Flagship. So there was the Friday Impact review of Impact Week 2. So you can go back and listen to those Impact reviews. They're in the same – I do them the same way I do the Dynamite reviews. Try to do a little big picture topic at first and then review the show. There was a Flagship Plus on the 24th covering the New Japan Road to New Beginning Korakuen shows, which we didn't get to last week on the Flagship. So I did those on Flagship Plus, and then I talked about some of the upcoming 0-1 lineups. Then you wrapped up Tour of the Territories. You did the final episode of Tour of the Territories. That came out last week. It was the last week happened to be the AWA, December 31st, 1983.
Which is a fun, and it's a big reason why I chose that one is because that is the last episode of Mean Gene Okerlund, and it's just so funny as he's like, 1984 is going to be a hell of a year here in AEWA, and it's like, you're gone, that guy's gone, Hulk just left. It's like, so it was a perfect time to jump in on the AWA, which we had not covered the whole year, but I thought this would be great because 1983 to 1984, a huge transition period for the AWA, so just a good way to wrap up the show there, talking about the transition of the territories from 83 to 84.
Yeah. So then on Monday, another Flagship Plus, Evil's official exit from New Japan, more contract season stuff where I talked about Killer Kelly and some of the other contract season moves, a Collision review, and the review of Saturday night's main event. So if you're looking for a Saturday night's main event review, or you're looking for those Korakuens from New Japan, you'll find those on the Flagship Plus. We also, I did a written column on Tuesday titled Reborn Hayabusa's Identity Revealed and the Bold Gamble of 0-1. So
Nipplegate. We have nipple controversies, but we figured it out.
Nipple controversies. So we now know we're now pretty solid on the identity of the new Hayabusa. It wasn't who everybody thought. So we all thought it may have been Genta Hariki, the former Astro Man, but as it turns out, it's not him. You want to know who it is? Read the column. So I did another 0-1 write-up that, I did a little research into it, and Brett Bahu did a great YouTube video that I plug in that piece that gives a history of 0-1 and talks about the new Hayabusa. He's the one who revealed the new identity. He has to get credit for that. It wasn't me. But I talk about the identity of that man and go into his history a little bit. He is a former 0-1 wrestler, and as our 0-1 coverage continues. Then, of course, Rich put out the Bruno versus Larry that he just talked about. Thursday Dynamite review of this week's past Dynamite just came out. We did the Voice of Wrestling Match of the Year Top 10 early reveal. So by the time most of you listen to this, the top 10 will be public. Okay. But if you want to hear analysis of the top 10, there is over an hour and a half of audio of Rich and I breaking down the top 10 matches of the annual Voices of Wrestling match of the year. There was another Flagship Plus that I put out today. I think I've done 5 pieces of audio in the last 32 hours. I think that's right, 4 or 5. So that Flagship Plus covered AAA on Fox, parentheses Latin America, week 2, which Rich promised to review.
I soft promised it, and I did not deliver. I
never did, but
I agree.
You know what? I stepped in and reviewed it.
Thank
I also reviewed the latest Monday Magic show from our boy Nosawa Out of the Question. And again, more 0-1 news in that Flagship Plus update. So there's content every fucking day, and there's more coming. We keep telling you there's more coming. We're not blowing smoke up your ass. So believe me, there's big stuff coming next week. Big stuff. And very quickly, I'll get this in before we wrap it up. You know, a 0-1 behind their YouTube paywall. If you've been looking to jump into 0-1, because a lot of people have been listening to me talk about it, and they're like, I can't figure out how to get on the app, or I don't want to pay for this sketchy app where I have to fake my address and all of this. Well, they're uploading matches to their YouTube paywall, and it's only $3.99 a month. And they're uploading some big matches. Most of them are main event matches from the shows that they've had over the last month or so, including Hayabusa versus Masato Tanaka in the first round of the single elimination tournament that they just had on January 17th. That's one of the matches they're uploading behind their YouTube paywall. And that's accessible to the world. It's not sketchy. All you have to do is slap a button and pay, and it's only $3.99 a month. They hadn't updated their YouTube paywall since last November. The Korean show was the last thing that they had on there. So it's been a while. And over the next 5 days until February 2nd, they're putting up 1 new match per day. And if you look on their Twitter feed and translate the tweet, you could see the matches that they're putting up, including that Hayabusa Masato Tanaka match, including the tag team tournament final, I think is going up there too, and one of the semifinals. So they're putting up, it's not like they're putting up prelim matches on their paywall. They're putting up big matches.
Yeah, it's just how the frequency of the updates, I guess, would be my question.
That's the issue.
Okay.
Now, look, they don't run very frequently, first of all. So I don't expect them to continuously put matches up. It seems like they're going to do it once every other month or whatever. They're going to do a content dump like they're doing now. But for people who have been wondering how they can actually watch these matches I'm talking about that I'm watching on the app, I think that's a great solution. You don't need to be a completionist anyway, and they're uploading the biggest matches. So it's a way to drop in on it, watch the stuff I'm talking about, and then you could drop out. You know what I mean? Subscribe for February, watch the 5 matches that they're going to upload, watch the back end of that Korean show if you haven't seen that, and then cancel, and then come back in March or April when they do another content dump. It's only $3.99. So for people who have been wondering how to watch this stuff in the West, I think that's great. That's a perfect way to just parachute in and see all of the best stuff on top of that. You know, so anyway, that I talked about that on the Flagship Plus, but I wanted to make sure to mention that here too, only because a lot of people have been asking, you know, is anybody pirating this stuff? Is there anywhere to, and there's not, there's like nowhere to find any of it. So, but now there is. So just go to their YouTube and for $3.99, you know, you're going to get at least most of the major matches that they're doing.
There you go. So good plug there for flagshippatreon.com. As we said, plenty coming. It's not just what has been the last week, which has been a crazy amount of content, but plenty coming your way next week and in the future.
Ever since January 1st, we've been pumping it.
You said we weren't going to fuck around. We told everybody, and we have not been fucking around at all. So.
And there's something very big coming next week, and it's going to be behind the paywall. We'll figure out the tiers and all that, but just get on the $10 tier and do it now.
Then you get everything. Then you unlock everything,
and you're going to get everything. And there's going to be something big coming next week, and you know, and just trust us on that. So
absolutely,
more coming. In fact, I'm about to go record. I'm going to record immediately after this.
Oh my God. What are you doing? TNA?
I'm doing
the Impact. Review. I thought you were doing another plus. I was like, stop doing Flagship plus.
Well, there's a plus coming too. There's a plus
coming
what?
Too. What? It's impossible. How?
It's not impossible. There's stuff I'm watching. Osaka Pro. I'm watching. There's plenty to talk about.
Oh, is there a new Osaka Pro upload?
Osaka Pro put up a 2-part YouTube of one of their New Year's shows, so they don't put a lot of stuff out.
Yeah, anytime they do, I try to watch it though. That's a staple. That's a flagship staple. I'll put it on while we're doing the flagship. So
yeah, I don't know if I'm going to review it. I got to get through it first, but there's other stuff I could do. Yeah, so there'll be another plus coming too. But yeah, tomorrow morning there should be the Friday Impact review. And depending, I mean, if the show is awful, it might be the last one. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not making promises on that. I don't know how long I'm going to go, but you're definitely going to get one on Friday morning, though, for sure.
There you go. All right. So that now is it for us. Voicesofwrestling.com, match of the year, as we said. That is going to be wrapping up by the time most of you guys listen to this. So make sure you go over to voicesofwrestling.com and check out the 2025 match of the year. The whole countdown, but especially the top 10 will be coming out on Friday. But all right. That is it for us. That is Joe. I'm Rich. We'll talk to you next time. Take care. Bye.
Hey everybody, my name is Jesse Collins, and I am the host of the Gentleman's Wrestling Podcast, a show right here on the Voices of Wrestling Podcasting Network. On the Gentleman's Wrestling Podcast, we take a deep look at individual issues and stories that are going on in the wrestling world. Each episode is about a different topic, and we take a thorough and educated look at things ranging from current booking trends to breakdowns on individual performers and angles to investigations into different fan cultures across the industry. In addition, we keep a close eye on the wrestling media, and as a professional journalist, I bring a unique perspective to how current issues in wrestling are being covered and discussed through the wrestling media. We have a revolving series of guests from across wrestling punditry joining us on each episode, and we hope that you make the choice to give us a listen on wherever you get your podcast from.